Right, I saw this. This was sent to me in a group, and it says, "I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create."
No, you don't want to hear what I have to say.
No, yeah, of course we do.
Of course we do.
I think I'm on your side, so I don't want to say it because I'll get in trouble. The reason you say it.
No, shut your mouth. Stop eating.
Okay, I mean, what I wanted to ask.
There we go.
What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. It's your boy DATACTOR. Oh, DJ Webslinger, sorry, up in the. What are you doing?
Please don't get rid of that. Please leave it as it is. Don't.
Wow.
You know, since you started his chair, he's on it. He's on it.
Is that you? You're a saboteur.
I've done that on purpose.
All right, keep going.
It's always your friends, isn't it?
Bastard.
You messed up anyway. But
You took my chair, man.
I know I did.
Are you gonna be like Stab and go back again, or are you
No,
gonna continue?
keep it organic, man.
Nah, let's keep it going.
Alright.
We make mistakes in here. It's raw up in here.
Okay, cool.
DJ Webslinger on Instagram, DJ Webslinger on Twitter. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. Season 2, episode 222 is all the twos in the building. Follow us on the hashtag ESN pod for all the conversational pieces if you want to join in the conversation. It's the World Wide Web, esnpodcast.com, gmail.com if you want to send us any messages. We don't have no phone line, so you can't call in. So yeah, that's how we're running it today. It's your boy up in the building, and I'm here with a full squad of gentlemen and lovely women. But first off, I just want to say, hey,
We don't have a full squad.
I'm the captain now.
We would have a full squad, though.
We have a full squad-ish. -1.
Oh, this is not full, is it?
All right, Simple Simon Gaza Fist is not in the building at the moment.
Respect my guy, man. Respect my guy.
But yeah, it's all good. But to my immediate right, we have
Stavros Boss in the house. Yes, you can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere.
Get down.
Boom.
But never in the gym.
Shade.
Shots fired.
Who said that? Is it?
Not gonna get up from that one. Let's say it again.
No, he'll get me back at some point, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I ain't gonna say
KO.
nothing, man. Let him, he's in a bad mood. Just let him say.
I'm not a bad
He's
music.
smiling like that's
Perfect.
the best thing to say. Is that a bad man? Just smiling. Like,
Sagard,
I'm a
Sagard,
bit tired.
uppercut.
To my far left, we have
Yeah, what's going on? At Big Wahala Insta, Big
shit.
Wahala on Twitter. What's good, people?
and to my immediate left,
And you're not going to say we have.
no.
Oh, my days. And this man back over a chair, you know.
Get me.
Over a chair.
Flipping heck. Anyway, what's going on, people? It's good to be here, you know what I mean? I got a Yoruba proverb for you as per normal, and it says,
See if he gets this right.
He who sits in someone else's chair.
is that bastard? That dreaded bastard. Sagard. Do not nip at a piece of meat that you have no interest in eating. Yeah, that.
Oh, you know that would
Big
upset me.
wahala. I
already,
know
didn't you?
exactly. That basically means don't start what you won't finish.
Bam.
Let me ask you a
Bam,
question.
bam, bam. You can catch me on AKA Mr. Wolf on Insta, AKA _ Mr. Wolf on Twitter. What's going on? Good to be here.
Just going off that proper quickly, let me ask you a question, yeah? If you lived with someone and, you know, they had the leftovers,
Yes, you can take them.
but when?
The moment that they have decided that they no longer want to eat the rest of that food.
So you're waiting for them?
Yes, because it's not left over until they have left it. Abby,
I don't tell. I told my wife Rago, but
if she leaves the table, then
no, if
it's
it's
all
there,
game.
if it's there for the next day,
Why are you waiting for the next day?
if you've eaten dinner or whatever, I've gone to work and you haven't taken it for lunch, and I've come back and there's no indication from you that you may not eat that.
It's as soon as
Don't
you-
expect it to come home and as soon as
Yeah, but it may be her leftovers. that she may want later.
Yeah, but I've decided
Just don't leave it
I've decided
exposed,
that I wanted to eat that. So
As soon as the knife and fork goes down, it's mine.
where's yours? Is that your guy? No?
Yeah, man.
That's stealing next month's food. I think you have to give them some time to let it breathe.
That was the
So
time.
they have a decision to make. Then you can ask later on, like in a WhatsApp, well, you gonna eat that? You saw in the kitchen later.
You asked him in the WhatsApp.
Maybe I'm about to say to her, look,
You're good, man.
What did you see? That tea you had yesterday. You want it? And then if she ums and ahs, I'm ready to decide.
Where do you see yourself in this meal in 24 hours?
Yeah, you have to ask these questions because me, I know what I've pre-planned what I'm gonna do with my leftovers. I saw some picture the other day where somebody had put down how much rice they had in their box and everything. They said,
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. 142 grams
of rice and 4 weeks. Anyway, sorry, let me
and 7 prawns.
keep introducing because I haven't even got much time to be asking you stupid questions.
And also in the building, we have 2 wonderful female accompanying us this evening. Women.
It's female
Women's.
problem as well now.
Female, you're not allowed to say female.
The way he said it was aggressive, though.
Do I not even say gender or anything like that? Just
No, but give it a couple of years and then you won't be able to say women either.
Because it's got men in there,
It'll be
right?
people.
do I just do that?
No,
do
because
the alphabetical equation.
He wouldn't. If it was 2 men, he wouldn't say there's 2 males.
Yeah, it's true.
So the way they say is, or as I understand it, maybe you ladies can tell me different. Is that if you don't use the word male to describe men, then why do you always use the word female to describe women?
It's almost
And
like
so it's derogatory.
it's almost like when they're going to the news and there's a crime that happens and they specifically say black males, but then when it's white males, they just say males, and we take offense to that. So you're also being offensive.
Say sorry.
What the host you are? Keep saying.
Well, goddamn.
Say sorry.
I am the offensive host. We have 2 females in the building. Mouth ear, tell me something. Hey, I'm the captain now. Let me introduce our first female, first lady, first intellect, first star, LyricL.
LyricL needs to talk into the mic. This is what I said, but if you actually have to do it.
Man, he's giving me the eye. Can you look in? Can you just move this?
But you can hear yourself.
Hear yourself. Can you see yourself? Is that
tell
closer? There you go. Hi.
There you go. Exactly. Now you're sounding
Hey.
nice, sweet and sexy. Yes.
Hey,
Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
My name's LyricL and I'm a Pisces.
Girl 6.
My name's LyricL, Nkechi the LyricL, writer, spoken word, lyricist, artist, bits and pieces. Iboqueno, yes.
Iboqueno.
And then we got rid of one Ibo and we brought another one here.
Another one.
You get
Yeah,
me?
man. It's
bought
the
the other side,
alignment. The
innit?
planet is aligned. Miss D Blue is Ibo as well.
Are you Ibo as well?
No, she's not.
How about to say?
I just like the frequency. Did you see the frequency change?
Trust your friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She denied that right behind your back, bro.
Thank you for joining us, LyricL.
Thank you for
Very nice to
having
have you
me.
in the room.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Honored to be here.
And alongside LyricL, we have the lovely Miss D Blue, whose birthday is this week. So we'll give her a happy birthday.
Did she tell you she's sweet?
It is. Thank you.
Yay.
Welcome. Thank you.
Ain't that sweet?
Before we get into the conversation, how was everybody's
Might have to
week?
I want to know where Misty Blue came from. I know I can guess LyricL as somebody that writes lyrics.
Okay.
What's Misty Blue got to do? Where did that come from? The air? Or?
Who are you, Miss D Blue?
I had blue hair for 12 years.
That's not who you are. I said, who are you?
12 years of blue.
Yeah, and so it was a nickname. I was
Again, I
given.
said, who are you?
But that's what she's saying, bro.
No, she said I had blue hair for 12 years. That's not who you are.
No, but he asked her why she's called Misty Blue or why
Yeah, but he jumped my question.
I asked one question, which he answered.
You know what's
He's
really
asking
funny?
a
There was no
different
comma or full stop from her sentence. Like, you should let her
It's
finish.
true.
I'm just saying. I know it's not.
Clearly doesn't respect women, but you know,
Or females.
Slippery slope.
Females, women, whatever you are. Yeah.
a couple of examples we've had already
Alphabets.
so far.
Welcome anyway to the podcast.
But anyway, let's hear about Misty
Thank
Blue,
you,
man.
Anna.
I want to know
Thank you for joining us.
what do you do, Misty Blue?
I work in tech and I hang around in non-tech environments, but I don't usually like the sound of my voice. So this is brand new waters for me.
There you go. See?
What do you do in tech?
Build things, fix things, makes the man them's world better, but they don't usually like smart women at the helm. So
Are you at the helm as well?
you'll learn.
I like that.
Wow, she said you will learn.
Yeah, who's the you?
You gonna learn today.
Those men, you know, those other guys in the room with us.
Well,
I'm a feminist though.
So I'm not.
I don't need to learn that.
Get in there, man.
But then what?
No, you're not a feminist. No.
So learn to like, allow other women to. Even the fact that allow is bad. So no, but
Permit.
No. What's the correct term?
Permit.
Okay, permit women to.
I wouldn't say permit either.
What are they supposed to learn? I'm trying to understand.
Then I just asked that question.
Okay, yeah. So what are they supposed to learn? No, because
You can't give it an adjective
came off from
graciously.
from what she was saying. So that's why I was trying to build on what she was saying. But I'm trying to figure
Give them the opportunity.
No, but the minute you're giving them the thing,
No,
or
but
you're permitting them, or you're allowing them, is to say that
Maybe
but the opportunity
wasn't
without you giving it to them.
I'm saying that perhaps those opportunities wasn't there back in the day, and now that they're more available and more, they allow women to.
You keep thinking
Allow.
You done lost yourself as well.
But it's true though.
No, but
The opportunities were always there.
I think allow is a good word.
I don't know.
I think we should just allow.
no,
women
allow the whole conversation.
were not.
just allow.
You would not see a lot of women in those kind of industries.
Yeah, it's true because
Except for the women that made like the
You wouldn't see a lot of women train drivers and bus drivers.
and stuff.
we're dealing with tech, and I know that I work in some area of tech, and that is something that has come up quite often. That because we've got a lot of actually quite well. Let me not because there's lots of tiers, but they're quite high in the company. A female boss, and she wants more people that have tech.
Women,
The female boss.
And she wants more people, female,
boss lady.
more women to work within tech. So she's one of the things she's trying to do is trying to get some more people to get into the business. But
So getting more
but the
people,
problem is-
getting more,
Yeah, the
more,
problem is,
more
though-
females, getting more trans, more teenagers. Are
I
they
don't
trying
know
to get?
about
Are they getting apprentices, apprenticeships?
You're adding all
Are they
these
making it
extras.
more inclusive?
No, they did it. I didn't add all of these.
I'm just
adjectives that you
saying,
added.
it's either you either do or you don't.
No,
so I'm just
but
trying.
no,
What is
there's
her
not because I'm not
objective?
focusing on the adjectives. She wants women. She doesn't necessarily want blacks. She doesn't necessarily say all of this
Oh,
stuff.
snap.
She
Okay.
I
wants
don't agree.
women. Yeah, that's fine.
You want good,
Yeah,
That's what I think as well.
and
I
then
think-
you pick the best.
I don't think that there should be anything between whether or not men or women, as long as they're the best person for the job. But she would like more women. But the problem that
What's it- how-
that she's having,
What are the numbers? How many people?
if you're in ratio, you mean?
Yeah.
So if it was a ratio, let's say there's 100 people working in the department, there will probably be 2 women. But the problem is,
260 men on my project, 4 women,
Four
and
women.
I'm the only woman. Only
are you in a position
that
where
can-
you can hire?
Yes, and
Okay.
fire.
Hire and fire. Okay, so then do you do interviews?
Yes,
How many applications do you get usually for your department or in that role that are actually women in the first place?
less than 10%.
And that's what I think is a major issue, because it's not necessarily a case of I know where I have and where I've been in the past. It's not a case of not necessarily wanting to hire women, because to be honest, it actually looks good if you hire them, because it makes you look like you're inclusive and whatnot. But if you have no applicants to actually hire, what do you do then? And that's a big issue. So
And if the 1 out of 10 is not the best,
that was
one,
the best.
Which is why I was saying, if you're having apprenticeships and you're doing things for young people, then young people actually will just see the role, as opposed to, my mum does it, or my auntie does it, or my uncle does it, so I should be able to, or I could be able to. They can just think, I'm interested in electrics, I'm interested in and growing in that space.
you have to. Sometimes you have to see it before you can put your shoes into the. Someone has to. Lead
What,
the
you have to
pathway.
see someone that looks like you.
Sometimes
Yeah,
for some people,
yeah.
like you said,
Yeah, sometimes.
I hear a lot of the time. We spoke about with the Tyler Perry thing last week, where it's like, now that you see me do it, here's an avenue. I'm showing you that you can do it. I'm not one of those people, because I don't necessarily. Maybe I am in certain areas. Maybe, but work is not one of
It's
them.
a friend of mine who's ironically, her grandmum bought her a basketball as a joke, because she was really petite and small, so she bought it because it was too big to even dribble. So she had her scholarship in Baltimore and played for England and all sorts of stuff. But it just happened to. That's neither here nor there. But it's like her grandmum had no basketball interest. It was like something really cute and
that sparked an
opportunity.
interest. It's weird, because obviously you got your stereotypical roles that people take. So if you're looking like in a corporate company, most of the people that are EAs and PAs would usually be women.
What's it? EA? I don't know.
Executive assistant.
Okay.
So in other words, what I call
It's
them
an
is,
easy way of saying a secretary without people being offended.
well, I tend to call them their wife, their second wife, because that's what they are. blatantly.
Get this.
You know how
this
you
for me.
You know how,
do that for me.
You know how you said that your wife organizes your
My
whole
wife
life.
is my secretary.
He organizes your whole life.
Yeah.
These people organize their
No,
whole
she's
life.
your EA.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm
And
calling
you will see how much they respect them and love them when it comes bonus time. When they give them a gold watch or they give them this or they give them that.
Why would you get those shoes you wear after Brenda?
No, they'll tell them. No, that's what you're laughing. They'll tell them go and get those shoes that you want.
I can imagine.
And I'm not saying that, when I'm saying they'll tell them, I'm not saying the boss will tell the girl. The girl will tell the boss, I'm gonna go and get those shoes.
It's like a lot.
They run it.
A lot of these programs that you see where you have the executive assistant. Well, yeah, and they not only do they negotiate the man's man, sorry, look at me.
It's usually a man.
The boss's life, but then come bonus time is in a lot of these films and programs. They write their own bonus, and it's like, this is what I'm gonna get. This is what you owe, and then the man just signs it off.
Trust me,
because
they are so powerful.
You deserve whatever you want.
They are so powerful. When you're working certain IT, you do not want to mess with them.
Because they're the gateway.
They're the
between
gateway. You piss them off. Suddenly you'll be like, somebody's coming to talk to you about something. You'll be like, what happened? Oh, this EA said this, that you did this. And I'm like, right. And then, because the boss doesn't want the drama, same way like if your wife has a beef with somebody, they don't want to keep hearing that drama, they'll get involved and then suddenly you'll be like, oh, right. They have very powerful people. Very powerful.
Does their money reflect that? Forget bonus. Just
Their actual salaries.
Yeah.
I won't be able to say how much their salaries are. But I don't think they... from people that I know that have been EAs, the top ones that I know have been about 60k a year.
That's not bad.
For organising someone's life.
EA.
For organising someone's life.
My wife does it for
and
free.
the person's life you're organising is on like 4 times
After
that
she
much.
Going to
hears
want a
this
pay
podcast.
rise.
And you don't have to do anything other than exist and read your emails.
No, they do a lot. They do a lot. As I said,
They'll be picking up the dry cleaning, organising dates with your
they
wife.
don't
No,
do that.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying
They don't do
that.
that?
I'm talking about.
I don't know.
They don't pick up dry cleaning. They get the person to go and pick up the dry cleaning for them. They organise the dry cleaning.
You wake up on Monday and they have sorted out your next week, your next month, and your next year.
Exactly. So you need to fly out to so and so. They've already booked your ticket.
Just like my wife.
You forgot your anniversary. They've already bought you the present for the anniversary to give to their wife.
They're not in your band. They're in the orchestra. They keep it all tight.
Yeah.
I just want to ask. You're not someone to forget anniversaries, are you?
No.
Okay.
Why?
When is your anniversary?
I just asking.
I don't want to say it on the yeah. I do keep some things to myself,
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, we question your memory sometimes, though. But anyway, moving on quickly. We was going to ask how everybody's week was, if we've got time to ask how everybody's week was.
My week has been good.
All right.
No,
that's fine. That's it. You done.
Yeah.
Mr. Waller?
Can you stop this inner battle between the two?
No, he just said his week has been good.
But then he was going to expand. And he's really got something where we cut him off all the time and we didn't.
No, but because you looked at your
I've
watch and
actually
we are
got
time
someone.
conscious.
One of my friends has actually spoke about this.
There we go.
It's not, but it's the truth, bro.
He's got his back. Speak.
Flying the flag.
It's like
Speak. Don't let them
you
man
say,
cut down the
you
short,
say
man.
here we go, but people that listen to the thing can see or they can hear it. But when it's been brought to the table, you want to dismiss it as if it's not.
I think
So it's not. So we're not looking at bants. It's more passive aggressiveness that they have a problem with. I believe.
Mr. Wolf.
maybe
is-
today, but not generally. Generally, it's just
Mr. Wolf is victim, crying the victim, playing the victim card.
You're not even allowing him to express his feeling.
And now someone on the Twitter or somewhere is
we are having a
is
conversation.
fighting for him.
The thing is, when we are all talking, we overlap each other regularly.
It's not even that, bruv. It's not about the overlapping.
It's the fact that you dismiss me.
No,
Overlap with
it's
her
about-
and see if you win. It just
Nah.
keeps talking until you stop.
Nah, anyway. Forget
don't
about
wanna
it.
hear that.
No, let's not forget about it. You had something to say, man. I don't like the way them lot have cut you down. I'm not sure on your side with this one.
Today, innit?
I'm not sure on your side because he tried to express himself and you lot just dismiss him.
No.
I don't.
So for the week, what I did was
That's what I'm saying.
I just deal with it.
just.
It's because I don't cry about it every week. That's not.
He's crying.
No.
What did you
Here's a middle child.
What did you do?
Mr. Wolf,
What did
go
you
on.
do this week, Mr. Wolf?
Tell us.
On a real,
I'd love to know.
Work, children, football. food.
What day did you play football?
Nah, it was more about watching football.
Oh, okay. So,
And then-
but
and
can
then-
you play?
A little bit. I ain't played in a while, man. But
Okay.
it's all good.
Is that what we wait?
So who's your team?
She's asking me questions, isn't it? Like, I don't know where it's coming from.
Football.
Who's your team?
I'm a Liverpool fan, and we drew at Man United today. I was quite happy with the result.
You were happy.
Yes,
that's
I
why,
am.
yeah.
You know why I was happy? Because everything just weren't working in our favour. You know,
Yeah,
and
put that juju on you well.
where?
And you
know?
said that and you had the kids.
Yeah, my daughter had a piano lesson today, which was good. And she's
Brilliant.
getting
What
on.
grade is she?
She hasn't reached the first grade yet. She's at a very beginner's level. My son's
beautiful.
grade 7 though, on
Yo.
the drums.
So what made you? So what made you? So you have a musical background yourself? Is that right?
Not really. I studied music a little bit.
Okay.
I studied.
So that's a background?
Music tech. I was really trying to get into the music industry at one stage.
Nice.
I used to hold live music events as well.
Okay.
Wow.
And also, obviously, it's half terms coming up now. So
Where do I know you from?
don't worry. Man. Don't worry. Forget that one.
Why?
Forget that one.
There was a light bulb that went off.
I know. I saw when he came in.
I
he
used
was
to
like,
hold
"Yo."
live Munich
He was like, okay.
music, man.
Yeah. So maybe my son will be on one of my shows
Nice.
at some stage. And my daughter. So my son is good enough to play anywhere right now, to be
And your
honest.
son can play guitar as well, right?
No, just drums.
Okay.
Okay, there you have it, listeners. And the Twitterverse, Mr. Wolf has had his say. He's been welcomed. We all agree. Thank you very much. Moving on.
I would like to say when our guests do leave, because they are going to leave early, I want to go back to that discussion about what Mr. Wolf was saying, because I don't like the way we've just dismissed him.
It's not we. I didn't dismiss him. Nobody dismissed him apart from him.
You did actually.
I didn't dismiss him.
Thank you for sharing it, Mr. Wolf. That was
We appreciate
How was your week though?
enriching. My week? I'm not going to bypass what
I don't have a week.
That's how
Don't
you-
worry about me.
No, but you're our guest and you're not staying for long, so I want to know about
don't
you
worry.
guys.
Everyone's killing us staying for long, but you got to edit them out. What I did this week, I
Good talking to the mic.
Yeah, you didn't talk into the mic. That's what you did.
didn't talk into the mic. I really didn't talk into the mic. Yeah, I went to a uni.
Oh, what do you study?
I'm studying. I'm studying. It's community art and applied
Okay.
anthropology.
Is it your first or second degree?
It's my MA actually.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I know you're Niger. I know you have done something before.
Mr. Wolf is nodding for the listeners.
Yes.
He's like, well done,
agreement.
good.
Yes,
Clap for
well,
yourself. Be a doctor tomorrow.
That's
Like,
exactly
straight
what's
into the
going through my
Niger.
head. No, but I'm all down for whatever you want to do. You go ahead and do it. It's not you must be a doctor. Things have changed now.
Do you like how he gave me permission? Can you see
Yeah.
what happened again?
He allowed you.
Being inclusive.
As a woman to
No,
do
no, no.
I know.
I'm
I know what you
talking
meant. You
from
meant generally, yeah.
Yeah, parent perspective.
That's what you thought you meant. But
Yeah.
what we heard as a listener.
As the listener, so my friend is going to say that Mr. Wolf, he keeps allowing
Well
women
done.
to do
Your gender is doing well. Be proud.
I'm gonna help you.
chauvinist.
I'm just gonna carry on.
How was uni? Was it good?
Yeah, it was
It was an experience.
enriching.
Okay, that's cool.
Tuesday I ran. We ran.
away from.
We did 5.5K, you know.
Okay.
So usually with a random they do 10. I haven't run for like a good year, like
Miss D Blue.
like the tires.
It's this. I like that one there.
So I did there.
Yeah, I saw that. Do you run on the street or do you run on treadmills?
We run on. Joanna.
Most definitely the street.
How do you feel about your knees on?
We run these streets.
So I've come from a basketball background.
You pace
So
yourself.
my knees are already
Gone.
like if they were gonna be gone, they were gonna be gone.
Alright, cool.
So I don't run. And when I first got into running, I've been with running for like 6 years, and then I stopped to study and But when I first got into it, it was hard because I had to do sprints when you're training for like playing national nights. To do sprints, but to do long distance, it's hard. It's a whole new mindset.
What got you into running? Where would the end-
Chippy from Jazz Refresh, he snitched on me to Charlie Doc. But also, just the whole, I think it was just more embarking on something new, you know, just challenging yourself.
Oh, you're one
And
of
to
them
see
ones.
people, yeah, I am. And to see people who look like me on road, and I know that I can carry my big, fluffy self, and I can run
There's no fluff.
13.1 miles.
There's no
I can
fluff
do a
on
half
you.
marathon. I know I could take my legs outside and run for 2 hours 20. Like I can do that because I got medals and I've got achievements for yourself. And if in life no one isn't commending you, or you don't get achievements, or people don't say, you know what, well done for that, Wahala, like big up for that, Wolf. You know, you have to find your own merits. You have to.
Pick up
Do you
your
see a
own
lot
tambourine.
of black women running when you're on road?
Now we do.
Yeah.
But back in the day,
How far back do you wanna
It
go?
depends. Because I'm originally from West London, so all bush and that. We had our parks and stuff, but people didn't run in the parks. You'd rave in the park or Bacchanal, but we wouldn't run in the park. You'd just go to the gym. So in the gym, I'd see it. I see it in the gym, I'd see it. But
You grew up in Bush?
But since running, huh?
You grew up in Bush.
Acton and Bush, West London.
Very artistic.
So I've gone from one Westfields to the other. So
you're there now.
But the thing is, it's like you wouldn't see people like me. But I would see people like me because I was training. So other people in my team, I'd see them. But then now, from running, or if you have a day where you think, did you run for Christmas? Did you run New Year's?
You come on.
So when you, So when
I run Christmas Day, I run my birthday, I run New Year's Day.
Right. So what happens is you try and you make sure that on that day, like, I'm going to run. And when you do it, you might pass a few people who actually decide to do the same thing. New Year's Day, everyone's all wounded still, right? So no one ain't trying. So when you see someone that is, you high five them, and it's like, yeah.
So there's like a running community, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when we run, like, Charlie's just moved it to the south. It's in Brixton. It's at the street gym, Brixton's.
Okay, so there's like a group of you that run together.
110
people that run.
It's a
In
crew.
Brixton. Boy. All looking for you, boy.
You say all darkies?
Yeah.
All darkies.
Yeah.
Well, it is
there's
dark because we meet up at
chasing
7
them.
o'clock, but it's a very multicultural run.
So you have a bunch of blacks running Brixton at 7 o'clock at night.
How many of the local constabulary are chasing you?
Scary.
So
No,
it's
they're
funny 'cause
clapping
it's
us and they're
right,
singing
people
us
singing and clapping
and
and high-fiving. Yeah.
Typical Brixton.
Go on, you ain't gonna make it, but go on. The van's waiting for you at the end of the road.
I think when you bang your own tambourine, people chip in. So the bigger the crew's got, the more attention it gets, and the more people are interested. I
People
don't
run
think
alongside as well,
they
like-
run alongside you. I don't think they kind of see the threat because they can only feel the vibe. It's quite inclusive and
It
it's
shouldn't be a
quite
threat anyway, innit?
no, but like a group of happy people is what they see first. It's not a group of black people or a group of men or a group of women. It's a group of people, and they're like, "What's that?"
What's the gender ratio actually?
Of
I would
The runners,
I would say
110.
seasonally, I'd say we're a bit girl heavy at the moment,
We
but people
are.
go in and out for injury and work
but then
travels and
October,
stuff.
end of October, we're going to go back into different groups, right? To different speeds.
So what?
To be honest with you, you don't know. That's how good the
Brixton,
community is. That's not what divides us. It's just people that have come out. I've never really kind of rocked up and gone, how many boys here, how many girls? It's how many.
So it's Brixton. It's not. You're not running in the West anymore. It's South.
We were in Shoreditch before, so we were in East.
Okay.
So,
I want to get Stav involved in the run.
so,
Whoa,
but it's quite. it's-
Go on, my brother. Get him in there.
Why are you trying to kill your
yeah,
brother?
come through, like, come on.
Why would he kill him?
I'm out of my
that's
comfort
just
zone here.
euthanasia.
Come and
I've got
get
asthma,
comfortable
man. I've
about
got
it.
asthma.
Asthma. That's what it helps you with asthma.
Actually trying to
Footballers have got
euthanize your brother.
And just so you know,
You can all go to hell.
and just so you know,
Go on.
Sorry,
so I've gone back to it. So I put on weight. I'm like more breathless, and I'm very conscious of that. And that was just me just focusing on uni and being in uni mode. Being in uni mode. So at the end of October, so I've struggled like the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been easy, and that's what happens. You're vulnerable in it. You just have to deal with it.
You're
and it's you on the
powerful
road.
woman.
But there's support there.
Power through.
Yeah. Right? But there's support there. So I know that in the end of October we're going to go back into the different groups, and there's another group. So before they had party pace, which is like if I tell you the speed and the times, it won't make any difference. But it's the slower pace. So some people come back from injury. Some people don't have a running background. Some people who might be expecting like different reasons.
That's good for everyone.
And it's just he's like thumbs up, like as you were.
No, it's mad. When you go in the gym and you see people running on a treadmill, you would never think that they could run as long as they can run for. When you look at them,
Do you know the worst thing? Like the thing is, it's gonna sound really mad. You can all do it if you just think about, okay, I'm in the gym, I'm running. What's my favorite album? And you listen to the album for 45 minutes. You stop if you need to, and then you're walking, and then you pick it up again and you're running, and then the album's done, and then you've actually just knocked out like 3 miles.
My mindset can't do it.
Yeah,
So-
it's a discipline.
But that's what I'm saying.
my
If
mindset can't do it. It's like I know, especially on the treadmill.
So what if you?
I know I'm running on the straight. I know I'm running in the same
So
place.
you feel
and
like
I'm
a hamster. You
I
feel like a gerbil.
in my head, it's like, what am I running for?
So
what am I
if-
running for?
so if- so
What am I
if-
running for?
so if-
Exercise.
So if we were all gonna
It's a
do,
very easy answer.
if we were all gonna do like, you should do an ESN one where you get all you guys do it,
That will never happen.
and then get Charlie to come on your show.
That's why I joined the crew. I
And then
couldn't
you
run
all
on
do
the
it?
treadmill. I can't be bothered. But I can leave my house when it's dark, and I can run for 2 hours, run from my house to Crystal Palace, go home and go to bed. And then good friend says, don't run the streets on your own. So you join a crew.
Yeah, because I find it hard to blank out my mind.
I'll guarantee now there's only 3 places ESN will run to: the kitchen for food, the toilet, and the bedroom.
Well, I run
I'm just saying, if it was
for hours on the Sundays playing football. I'll run for football because for me there's something to do when I'm
So
running.
if-
Chasing the ball. There's a ball. There's a ball. Ah!
Yeah, like that. But
if it
just
was-
running in a straight line. That's like, wow.
So if it was for like an incentive for like well-being, mental health,
What to
My
like a
man's
charity
shaking
thing?
his head, yeah.
I'll just pay the money.
Right, go. In fact, I paid more, so I don't have to run.
You guys are
pay the
joking.
money.
Here's the
you know what? We
interest.
should just collect the money in it.
That's what I would have done.
I'll take the money. I'll
I would have just
on Tuesday.
there you are, fam.
So they'd appreciate your donations.
No problem, bro.
Before we move on quickly, Miss D Blue, how was your week?
It
Your
was
birthday
okay.
week, sir.
It was fun. My longest friend married my good friend, and I was best woman. It's not the same person.
So proper right there.
So yeah, I was best woman. So my speech went down well. Hung out with friends I've known for a couple of decades, and then I've been slowly recovering from that. I think
Best woman.
Best woman.
I was indeed.
Not made or not. Best woman.
Why are you frowning? Why are you frowning? Why are you frowning?
How often do you hear best woman?
Yeah, but
You
why
don't hear it often. Was the married couple a man and a woman?
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay,
Before-
so
just before.
Oh, wait,
I am always frowning. Cut off.
No, you're not frowning now.
That's
like-
I'm always frowning. So it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
but you frown for
No,
a reason.
'cause
You
you
don't
went-
frown for no reason, though.
You went,
frown
you
all
went
the
best
time.
woman.
You frown all the time for.
Yeah, but the best one wasn't a frown. That was more of a inquisitive.
Exclaiming. Yeah.
Okay, so carry on.
nah, I was,
Why was I best woman?
no, it's not
You
why.
asked if it was a same-sex wedding.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
exactly. So
Because she's best woman. It's not
Yeah.
conventional.
No, I'm just saying it's very out of the ordinary.
Because that would I would then
unconventional.
assume that is the man that chose you to be the best woman.
Absolutely.
Because I nearly chose Liz to be my best woman.
Okay, it's interesting. I've never
see that.
seen or heard of a woman.
I
being the best
debated it, and then I thought, nah, it's right.
So I find that fascinating.
That would have been dope
good.
for Liz, though.
How was your speech?
She
It was really good.
nervous, anyways.
All right, why is there 2 conversations going on?
Oh.
Right.
When you said she would have been nervous, like,
Oh, Misty, you were nervous.
Of course.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
because-
like
Look
the
at how
mic.
you did the
sound,
mic.
right?
Yeah, but she seems quite natural.
Are you-
much
are
as
you not a
she's
lead-
saying one thing, but she's not showing me what she's saying.
You're a leader of men and women at work, right?
I'm a leader of people at work.
You're a leader of people.
Yeah, I don't get. She doesn't give off the impression that I'm nervous in front of
in
a mic
front of
or
an
in front of an
audience.
audience. I don't get
Yeah.
that from her. What I get is I don't want to be in here, but not that I can't do it. I'm quite competent to do it. I just don't want. I don't want to. That's
So-
that's
Why
what I'm
was you
getting.
nervous?
It's only because you said that Liz would be nervous, so I'm just thinking. I know that.
I think work is different. You're performing when you're talking to strangers and everyone's listening. It's not what you say; it's the impression that you leave. Of course, I'm nervous. I don't know you very well.
Okay.
I just because I don't get it.
I don't get nervous either, but
Yeah.
because I strangely enough, my best friend got married this week as well, which is nice. And
Go on, bad man.
Congratulations to your
Which
friend.
was nice.
yeah. So he got married on Monday. Then he did like the reception thing yesterday. So, but
Did
he
you get
did-
married to a woman? I'm
Yeah.
just trying to do the walk.
Yeah, he got married to a woman.
because it was conventional. Okay.
No, he got married to a woman.
And did you have a best man or best woman?
His wedding, he had. I don't know what it was.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, but I don't know what it was because when I asked
You had
him,
different people had speeches.
he had a Hindu wedding, so it was like
nice.
a different type of wedding.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a bit different.
But but they didn't do speeches or anything on that day. So they literally had the ceremony that day, and then yesterday they had the reception. So which was unconventional because it was days away from the actual wedding itself. So I did a speech there, where I thought was, but again, I suppose.
How did you feel about it?
I find it so easy to. I don't write anything down. So I think when you start writing
you're
things
that
down
guy.
and start reading it, I think that's when you can find yourself a bit more in a bother.
I just think it's different for different people. For
What
you,
are you gonna say?
It was hard.
You find it hard,
Yeah.
but it's your friend. All you're doing is talking about your friend.
No, I have to promote my friend in front of people that have known him through different phases of his life. I am the conduit of every single one of his secrets, mistakes, and decisions. Got to keep it clean.
No, I would have said every mistake that happened. Every single mistake would have come out there.
We got that. We got that.
I gotta let him know that I know, but it stays with me. It's hard.
Now, how did it go?
Very well.
Good.
I think so Elle helped me sort of plan it and structure it. So there was a lot of references to things that those who know but don't know, but it wasn't an in-joke.
Did you have cue cards and that?
Yeah, well, had like pauses and
the
kind
whole
of
thing.
offered the audience to kind of like
Whole premise,
partake,
the beginning,
chair,
the end, with the props.
like an apple
clap.
keynote.
nearly, but not as straight.
But it's more
Yeah.
about the responses. So when you did yours, how was your response after?
It was good.
Yeah.
Elaborate on good.
It was brilliant.
But you were saying that for yourself, or
No, people were telling me it was brilliant.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
But I know
that's-
that I already know that I'm not gonna have an issue with my because I think it's easy to do it because I don't know. I think that's easier.
How long did you speak for?
Yesterday, maybe about 5 minutes, probably 4 or 5 minutes.
But like you said, like when a woman stands up at a wedding and it's for a man, like
That's
we gotta
different, yeah.
we gotta tidy up a few things. Like I'm not his ex. We haven't gone there. We are solid, good friends.
Did you tell them that?
No, but the story.
That would have been good one.
No, but you don't. The story plays on the story. The narrative I gave is our friendship. That's not about the secrets, and that's why I don't spill his secrets because there's no secrets to be kept.
It'd be a bit awkward for the bride if the best woman is
God.
like,
Your ex.
I've never had, he's my, we've never done anything before, so I just want to put that out there. That's not why he chose me. Lovely wife. All right, now let's get to the stories about this and that. So no.
Would you DJ
To me,
for
that would have been funny.
an ex if your ex got married and she asks you to DJ?
So this is for the DJ web slinger, yeah?
Would I DJ for an ex's wedding?
This one hates his exes, man.
Yeah, I'd probably I wouldn't do it. Or if I did, I'd play some diggery tunes.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Are you cutting that
The most important.
He's
One
playing-
half for me,
he's
one
playing
half
the
for
rock songs
you.
backwards.
It's like the wedding guest who
So would
turns
you-
up in the
so-
red dress.
So what about you, Wolf? Would you be responsible for the live entertainment if they ask you to step in and help? Because they're like, oh no, I know we've got history, but blah blah blah. But please,
I wouldn't have a problem with doing it. I would only not do it if my current woman, if I had one, had an issue with it.
Nice. See that?
He's a correct gentleman. Is that
That's
what
what
you're
I'm
saying?
saying. Come on, high five.
He's only doing it for his
Come on, high five! Come on, high five me. What is wrong with you?
No, but it's actually refreshing to hear that when a man is
Because you don't listen to the podcast, because you would hear that every week if you did. You would hear it every
yeah.
week.
Well, no, to have that consideration, like I'm hearing it in HD, like.
And he doesn't even have to. When he's talking about the woman that
That's what I'm
he
saying.
might have.
So this is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Bang,
that's
you get me?
program. Well done.
Yeah, I like that. Well, all of us, except for Webbs.
Everyone's got that tune in.
Webbs is a bastard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bruv, you're the host, man. So
I know we're gonna jump. Unless anybody else wants to talk about their week, we're gonna jump into some questions.
Before you jump into the question,
Yeah.
it's now.
Don't worry.
You're cool.
Yeah, we are continuing.
they have watches.
It's 9:10. Alright, cool.
All right. On the docket, we've got a good few questions.
Do we?
I don't think we had many.
Quite a few. If we're going back from last week up until now.
I beg it doesn't ask something that we spoke about already.
All right. Cool.
Solid.
So when in one of the Twitter questions that came in about the Damson Idris tweet.
Oh, okay.
Did you
I'll
all
put
see
it in.
that?
Go, bruv.
Yeah, I'll put it in, man. I saw it.
And
And it links to the tweet that was before that as well, because there was two
Yeah.
tweets that I saw that was talking about literally maybe the same thing. And you actually, LyricL some of them might be able to help with this actually. In fact, and you as well, Webbs.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in it as well.
Right.
Mr. Wolf, do you know what we're talking about? Okay,
I'm gonna-
no idea about the question.
well, Hala, can you flesh it out for us?
Right, so basically, Damson Idris, who's probably what you know him from is be Snowfall, but he's also in a film now at the moment called Farming, which is about
Hate the title.
which is about the life of I forget his name's Adebisi to me as far as I can say anyway about Adebisi's life. Growing up, he wrote a film about his life growing up being fostered out to a white family while he's black family, obviously of Nigerian heritage. Well, not obviously, but of Nigerian heritage. Were either back home or here. I haven't seen it yet. I need to take more time to look into
Back
it.
home.
But back home, yeah. Okay, so anyway, so he's in a new film. That's the new film, but the film's just been released, and apparently, I think he wanted to go on a show, but he didn't reveal what show it was. He just said a popular show in the UK, and they said basically, no thanks. You're not popular enough to come on this show.
What show was that?
I can't remember. He did. I just told you. He didn't tell you the show. He just said that.
This is why you get cut off, Mr. Wolf.
I wasn't listening, so I was trying to send a message.
Which is as bad as the people.
That's
cut you
what's
off.
causing the fuzz, you know.
But anyway, so
Such an uncle.
he then tweeted out to say, oh, you're not doing it as well, or somebody else is doing it.
No? Did somebody just message you back?
No. All right. Anyway, he then tweeted out to say that
A British show just said, I am not ready,
Okay.
star-wise, to be on their show. I really do appreciate all the love and support I receive in the country I was born in. And thank you for the 2020 motivation. Shout out to the States for recognizing real talent, and even recognizing with a Z.
And you're saying Z.
Is it? Yeah, I've always said Z.
So is it him feeling like underappreciated?
Somebody's phone is sorry. Maybe it's yours, but somebody's phone is making I mean.
Is it the phone or is it one of the connections?
No, it's the phone. It's like a reception thing. But anyway, let's keep going. So he tweeted that out, and then Daps, who's he's a
recording artist.
Yeah, no, he's a music video
Producer.
director.
Okay.
Director.
So he's directed.
Oh, wow,
he's directed videos for people like what's them guys? The first one that went big was for what's Quavo? What's his group's name? Quavo's group. Right, we're gonna call him Quavo's group. You know that. I don't care about the rest of the boy. Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff.
Is that
what's their name, man?
We are old.
Migos. That's
Why
the
are you
one.
kicking me?
He did Migos Badger Booty video. He's done a few other videos for some major artists in the States, and he also tweeted out. If I was gonna read tweets that,
yeah,
he tweeted out what
UK doesn't love their black talent until America loves their black talent. I couldn't book a single job when I was in London. The same videos I showed in London, I showed them in America. Different reaction. I said I'm out. And then Gina Hashia co-signed it, said basically the same thing as well.
Yeah, because Gina obviously was doing lots of stuff here, and
Comedian.
she never got big. And then
she's got a round thing there, isn't it?
She blew up in America. She didn't blow up here. Let's put it that way.
And I think just to underline Dampson's tweet, if you saw the tweet itself, he had an image of him being on. Is it Jimmy Kimmel, which is one of the biggest shows in America.
Yeah, the Late Show. Yeah.
And he's on that show, but he's not able to probably go on GMTV or whatever it was they asked him to go to, or they dismissed him for. I don't even know what big show it would have been in this country that they did.
So it's just basically
Jonathan Ross or whatever.
Yeah, there was something going around that it might have been Jonathan Ross.
About the scene, media, the image, what they want to push, what they want to promote, what is hip and now and relevant and
hip the trap, Mike, please.
And it's sorry. So, like you see, you have festivals, and then you'll have Dave, you have Stormzy, you'll have Kano, like all three of them. But before, it's like the machine would only allow one.
In fact, Kano had a whole thing about that this week when he was discussing that.
That was such a wicked.
Yeah.
But it's very real, and you still do the work. It's like I think with Black Twang, I think his first album. His manager was German, wasn't it? And my second album, my label, they're from Munich. And it's not by want of not trying to find labels.
So you had to leave the UK to find somebody to help you with your
program. Because you have to talk about it or be about it, and everyone's like, yeah, send me stuff, and you're like, yeah, cool. Here's some stuff. Here's a song. Here's 2 songs. Here's a video. Here's a new press release. Here's my EPK, here's all the photo shoots and
it's crickets.
And
no, you're right.
And then you see them again like a couple months later, like, yeah, you got to send me stuff, and I'm like, I'm trying to send you to the moon with my elbow, like, but I'm just sending all my things. Back. Yeah, but it's very real. Sorry. I know for me personally, like there's the look being a size 8, the whole green eye, flowy hair, light, the colorism, all kind of stupidness.
Oh yes.
There is that, and I suppose it's about comfort within yourself and knowing what is your artistry or what is your craft and what you can do with it. And I know that I can reach people through it. I know that I've been, fortunate to perform in other countries, Portugal, Germany, Amsterdam, Russia.
So I've done
them good racist countries are accepting you, boy.
Well,
you would co-sign what these
they're not racist countries.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
they're not racist countries. That's the difference, I think, in perception. They're countries that used to be racist. The UK won't admit that it's racist.
No, it is racist, but they're also
their
racist.
history is, but they've grown. How can they be racist if they're now embracing current artists?
You don't think Russia's a racist country?
No, I think that they used to be, but they're progressive because black artists can be more popular anywhere than their home territory. If you're not welcome at home, then your home country is racist.
Misty, is this what you want
to we're having this discussion. So they will tip you as a music artist.
I'm not saying they're not racist, but I would say they're less racist in the country you're in.
So you think that Russia is less racist than Britain?
Yes, because they will dislike internally, but they will welcome external. Right, so you can go to Russia as a black artist.
I think you need to speak to a Russian footballer and ask him that same question.
I'll talk to my Russian friends and colleagues who treat me better than some of my English friends and colleagues sometimes.
In this country.
So this is why I'm saying.
In this country, but if you went back to Russia, do you think it might be the same?
This is why I'm saying experience.
There's a difference between the guest and family, no?
Experientially. You're gonna have different
a country can have a racist title, but the people can behave better, right? I mean, what I'm saying is if you flip it, right, you call these countries racist, but when you break them down as individuals, they're more open-minded than some of the people you will try and work with on home territory.
It depends on what it is. I don't think that...
Would you not say that England is a racist country?
But I know that you're speaking. I'm just saying you're speaking with regards to the football. That was your example. That was a comparison with an artist who's, the same way, like 20 years of experience as a creative and a footballer 20 years of experience as a sports professional. So there, the difference is even with sports, with women's football and men's football, we're in that same kind of thing where it comes to money and respect and acknowledgement. However, if you see, what was it with that team? The other day.
Which one?
England and Bulgaria.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
what happened?
Was it yesterday?
Yeovil.
Yeovil.
Yeah,
we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Right, so, a prime example, you can either look at the elephant, there's an elephant in the room and you just carry on working around it and getting John Barnes to try and speak on behalf of black kind, right? And you're looking at it and it's like, this has to be addressed from the giddy up. I know I've had my own racial confrontation as an athlete, as a sports person. When I was younger, spoke to my coach straight away. That got sorted out straight away. I got a letter of apology. Their team got fined. And that person in the team, stupid black bitch, made a little comment like that. And I was just more vexed, like, what? Who's talking to me?
And I thought, silence.
So, but even that got addressed straight away.
I would rather...
But the fact that you're looking at pervasive racism and it's how underlying and it's kind of overlooked and you're having talks and more talks and people still throwing bananas and like you can't compare the two.
All right, we split it off slightly.
Yeah,
because I want Misty and Wahala to continue the
because but that's what the reason I mention it is because it's like it will be what is your own experience from that. That's what I'm saying because it's easy
it's easy when he goes travels he sees the racism firsthand.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy from the outside looking in, and then you're paying money, you're paying 2 bills whatever to go to a match, and you're going there, you're flying with your boys, like just fly and go across to be supported, but you're already getting kind of the cloak and daggerness from when you're booking your hotel and, all these different things that are leading up to it. So you know how welcomed you will feel. But imagine that's your workplace. So that's different. That's what I'm saying. As an athlete, you have to go through that. And then you've got solidarity with other people. Or if you're an individual artist, it's either you do it or you don't. And no one ain't going to notice if you don't because obviously the city that you're in haven't acknowledged you. So then you go to another country or a whole different continent and they're like, yo, I like what you're doing. It's all new and it's fresh.
But it's still a subsection of that country. But anyway, because I don't want to dilute that question that was there in the first place, let's go back to the question. I know what I'm saying. Missy obviously has the decision about what she's saying. So leave it at that.
Can I just...
When Jamelia and Coldplay had the exact same manager.
Yeah.
And everyone knew about Coldplay on this higher level. And then Jamelia was there. And when Jamelia put her album out, that was it. She put out the same exact album. It was like a remake of the same album. So it's just little things like that. Like
you've lost me now.
No, I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, where would the recognition get and where would the appreciation be where it should be acknowledged?
So are we going back to the original tweet now where it's all discussion about the fact that the black artists don't feel like they're being supported in the UK?
I think that the black artists are not supported in the UK and it's not the artists. It's a very British thing to be very quiet about the things that irk us. Right, so we are passive in our response, we're passive in our racism, we're passive in our behaviour, and then we're quite accepting of that's the way it is, right? And so you either swallow it and you create your own like subculture to move forward, or you take yourself abroad and go somewhere else. But the reason I kind of was quite quipping with you about like, yeah, but these other countries are racist. So what? Right? England's racism, we're not even saying it. We're trying to go around it, but I'd work in Russia, I've worked in Germany, and I've had a much better experience than trying to work around what's not being said in the UK.
But what was my point?
Are you going to make it now?
No, because she's made my point for me, or she feels she's made my point for me.
No, I don't.
I thought that she was just reacting to what you had said. You made a statement.
What was my statement though? Because you was talking about the fact that black British artists.
Yeah, and you asked me to ask the footballers.
Let
That's
him
what you
finish
asked me to-
asking.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So, now the reason why I said that is because she said, I don't feel like these countries are racist, and I now see entertainment people going over and they're being to flourish and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you could ask the footballers the same thing, and they may tell you what I get called monkey every day that I go and play football. So there are there are contrasts in what we're saying.
Of course.
So some people will feel like, yeah, when I go over to Russia, there's this select group of people that like my music, and I don't see them as being racist when they come out to support me as a black artist. But those same set of people will be okay, but there's another set of people that will also be throwing
Okay, so anywhere you go,
it's because you use the term racist. You literally said racist.
I think I get what you're saying, but what's your point? Is it safer at home?
If I can just make my point, then it'll be cool. I'm seem like I'm just responding back to what you're like saying.
Right,
so if I make
your point.
So let me make my point. The reason why I said that is because she was listing off all of these different places, and in my head, it was just a literal comment on my head. I was like, right, all of these places that I would deem racist countries seem to be more accepting for you to actually do your thing there.
That's why I came back at you, because it sounded...
That was just my thing. I was like,
no, it's not.
I'm not saying that Britain is not also racist, because they are also racist.
So
but I would put them on the same level as those other countries. So
See,
if they're dismissing you here, then I would also feel like they may also dismiss you in all those other countries. But in my head, the only thing that I've got different in my head is that I know that they've got a love for hip hop, like a big love for hip hop.
So if just like you had your speech that we did, I'm just keeping it in the same vein. And one of your boys has his stag night in Russia. Would you not go?
Probably not.
See, I think it's more hurtful. Personally,
that's why I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying that's where you might be an individual in your thinking in that space.
I know that
because someone else might be thinking, well, you know what, my boy's getting married, and they want to, I want to support you, but I think that country is racist. I haven't been there, I haven't experienced it, but I know enough understanding from what I've seen and what I've heard and what's been presented to me that's not going to be that's not going to give me any comfort or any joy. So I'd rather say no. So that is your prerogative, and that's a good thing. We're entitled to choice, But
would you prefer to stay somewhere that you know but don't like than to travel somewhere and just be prepared for not being liked?
I'd rather not waste my money going to somewhere I don't think I want to go.
Fair enough.
I'm already here. If we're referring to like, if we're doing it like an example from here to there, I'm already here.
Okay.
But I don't want to spend money to go over there.
So I'm the exact opposite, right? If I don't feel comfortable where I am, I'm going somewhere else.
I don't feel uncomfortable here.
No, I mean, just not every day, just generically. If something's not working for me, I'm really happy to leave it for something new rather than something better.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm also in the mind frame with that in certain aspects, but if I'm going abroad, I've got options. That's not really one of my first options. All
right, but spin it around. If the UK was up there as one of the options to go, it probably wouldn't be on my high list.
Yeah, exactly. So it depends. It depends on what I want from where I'm going. So if somebody says to me, we're going to Russia and it's for business, and I know I can make a lot of money by going to Russia,
so you'll be benefiting because
I'll benefit. Then I'll go.
That's why I gave that. That's why I gave that analogy, because it's you thinking on behalf of somebody else.
Yeah,
because it's their wedding. If they're celebrating their love, you've already.
If they really want me to go, then I will go. But
if they might want you to be the best man.
That's why a lot of footballers
go. You said for stag. That's different, isn't it? That's not the wedding. So
no, but you can't have the best man.
I wouldn't recommend going to Russia for a stag, but you could probably get away with a Russian wedding. Because when men and men clash, it can be nasty, and there is something there. Yeah.
Let's quickly look at it from another perspective, Mr. Wolf. As someone that put on music events, when it comes to getting your artist or booking your artist, do you have that pressure of saying, right, I'm going to get this American artist because they're more popular than this British artist?
No, I would go with who my audience wants to see, whether they're British, American, or what have you. Going to make a difference. I would always try to support my own though. So my own is my people, my black people, and the people within this country. That's what I would try to do.
So you take preference over. So let's go back to the original thing we were talking about regarding the talent.
Yeah, because a couple of the angles were not racially twinged. a couple of the angles, a couple of the people that mentioned it initially, especially the Miss Idris person, was the country. It wasn't about his race. It was about this country is not accepting me, and that country accepts me.
Because you put the term racist, that's why I was like, oh, okay.
It's grassroots, but the point is, if you're not rooted, then it's harder.
Yeah, and it's not being appreciated or acknowledged, and you've done your efforts, you've done the groundwork. You're the one that's had to pay for all your classes and your preparation and your reading all your lines and just everything you needed to do to academically get to where you want to do and experientially get to where you want to be, and then still
I think that this country does give certain opportunities to some artists. We can see that there's artists that are flourishing now, whether you're a actor, a singer, or what have you. There's a lot of them. Back in the day though, artists like your Black Twangs, your Ties, your Roots Maneuvers, it's almost as if they had to leave to get their acknowledgement.
Yeah, like Moni Love and
those kind of people. They had to. A large number of their audience was in the Far East of Asia or in Europe or what have you.
Yeah, Funky D now,
but then
killing
but
China,
at the same time,
and that's
Japan,
what I'm saying. But I think now, there's more opportunities for these artists to flourish.
I think
here.
it's a case of.
But these people are giving examples of.
There will be situations like that.
But I think it's a case
I think
of
it's
them
inevitable.
knowing. Again, I think it's a case of them
I think on a grand scheme
knowing
of
themselves and knowing their craft. Because like the artists that you listed, deliver them their own voice, if that makes sense. To deliver the London, UK vernacular, like they use their own voice. So before you gotta, if you're from New York, where eat dogs, drink coffee, or Atlanta, there's a sound. So we know obviously hip hop started in the States, but people weren't using that. But then again, they were. I'm not going to go through the list. But there were people that were doing that. So when you've actually found your niche and you're like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm delivering this because I've got my concept, my metaphors, my sound, my production, and you're delivering it, and you're still up against, other greats who are in America. You go into an event and we're supporting for an American artist to come over, and then you might have a UK support, or you might have no support. Or you might
that was back in the day, and that's not really happening now.
I think
and
now,
that's why I'm saying it's. But yeah, because someone had to pave the way, someone had to do the hard work, and someone had to get overlooked in order to.
I think Ty, if he was an artist now, or your Roots Maneuvers and those kind of artists,
you say if he was an artist,
as in if he emerged,
okay.
Today, I think,
as a mainstream,
I believe that he would make it as big as some of these youngsters.
Of course, now. I think that. Like I've got siblings that are 12, 13 years younger than me, and their identity is louder, prouder and stronger. And so therefore they're bolder. I think we grew up where, we're post-colonial from our parents, and we're told to fit in and get on. Don't stand out, don't rock the boat. But the foundations of the generations coming up behind us, they're stronger and they're more unified. And so if you, definitely. What do they say? If you don't ingratiate,
like the stronger.
Well,
there's definitely a kinship. There's a unification there.
No, I mean not strength as in themselves, a strength as in numbers, right? We are a UK sound. We are, they're more collective. Would that make sense? Are they more collective? Does that?
No,
where I'm coming from?
That's right.
But that's the difference, though. That's why I think what you're saying is not actually 100% right. And the reason why I say that is because
what Mr. Wolf is saying.
Mr. Wolf is saying.
What did I say
about the artists now? Being in a better position, and they're doing a little bit better than maybe the artists of the past. I think the proof is
in the pudding.
But I'm saying
and you will have one or two examples like Damson that won't make it here.
All right, so let me explain.
Stormzy, you can play Glastonbury and ball out your politics. Hell yeah.
Okay, so
finish your point.
The reason why I'm explaining this is one. Who says Stormzy?
I did.
Okay, so Stormzy comes from a particular scene, which is a grime scene.
Does it matter?
Right? No, yeah, that's if I let me explain. I'll explain why. So most of the artists that I think in the UK now that are doing really well come from a particular scene, and it'll be like a garage scene or a grime scene or a UK scene, right? So the scene is UK. It's a bit different for when you're dealing with something like acting, which is not UK acting. There's no such thing as, and that's why hip hop is different. Because as much as we're talking about these grime artists, yes, they merge into hip hop, and sometimes they go in and they step back and they go in and they step back. They're not massive in hip hop. around
Yeah,
in the hip hop scene.
But you have broken beat, and then you'll have like soul to soul.
me, it's all hip hop.
Yeah, but there'll be one. We're saying one artist
still,
in the hundreds that
pop
made
culture
that,
though, right?
And Soul to Soul again.
It just depends on when the machine.
And Soul to Soul, I still think that they made it. They were big here, but they were also big in the States.
Yeah.
And I think the States helped them
because they got big in the States. That
which
here,
is the whole point.
Yeah, same with like Lisa Stansfield and
which is the whole point of what we're saying. That's what he's complaining about. They had to go and get big in the States before they became big here. And I think the difference between Flowetry again, they came big in the
But they
States.
didn't know that.
So what I'm saying to you
I'm
is that
backing up what you're saying.
I think that the grime scene is a very, very niche scene.
No.
That is allowed those artists to flourish in that very, very niche market. I think if you're still looking at things like acting, if you're still looking at things like maybe hip hop, if you're still looking for things like even R&B, they still feel like they need to go outside to get acknowledgement before they then have to come back here and get acknowledgement from here.
But they're not the same lane. Like the influence is coming from the youth culture. So hip hop was the sound of our youth. Right. And then it grew up, and then, artists said, I want to make a living from enjoying this. Mm-hmm. The youth culture today is grime. Mm-hmm. Right. And then as they mature, that's their sound. And then we'll see if you can evolve. So when I was listening to hip hop, there was a few older uncles that were listening to hip hop, but there's my siblings and my younger peers. It's not so much they're seeing, right? They want funky house, they want Afro beats, they want grime. It doesn't mean hip hop is dead. It's just that they're on their youth culture train. But whatever it is, right? Let them grow their entity that says we are British and we are influenced by lots of British sounds, rather than, well, the only black faces I see are the Americans, so therefore I have to be American hip hop. No, you don't.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they don't feel the need to have to go out, get acknowledgement from America to be able to be big. Whereas I think everyone else in that particular entertainment field still feels like they have to do that.
But it's also community-wise. It's also the people around you.
Do you think they still do?
Well, yeah, going from the tweets there, they feel like they have to.
Let me quickly expand this one, because in relation to Damson's post, you have to look at it like this. Damson's a black British actor. And if you look at a lot of the black British actors, they've all had to go to America to get acknowledgement before they started getting acknowledgement in the UK. Mm-hmm. So when we spoke about it earlier on, we was like, it's not really a race thing, it's this, that, and the other. Me personally, I will have to say it is a race thing, because black British actors...
Broadcasting Corporation.
Thank you very much. Black British actors don't get the kudos in this country as much as they will do in the States. And you look at the landmass in the States, there's more opportunities in the States for black talent.
Yeah, why don't you just rock off then?
But it is, I really do believe it is about community, and it is about people around you and where you get your support, because you got like Little Brother, and
but then if
certain areas will support their sound, their group, do you know what I mean? It does build.
Yeah, but he's talking about acting now.
Even in acting, of course it is. Even
in that respect, the small hub of the British clan and fan base aren't loud enough to say, I want to see more of Damson in the UK. I want to see more.
So then,
it's only once he's blown in the US,
but before him
then
blowing,
they start picking him up again.
But the question is, before him blowing, wouldn't it be a case of like, we're all actors and we're like, do you know what, I feel this way, you feel this way. How about we put together, let's make our own production company, let's make our own film, let's do our own thing.
They've done that. But it's only popular.
But it still happens, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, look at this amazing film. You're thinking, I filmed that film 10 years ago.
But we understand that because of where we are. In the UK, we push ourselves to be that highlight, that limelight as a UK production company, a UK production team.
There is only one road to be mass popular in the UK, and that's to go through the very, very corporate structure of the British Broadcasting Corporation. There's never been other choices. It is changing. Yeah. So it is, there's more vessels when you go to the US, right? You've got dedicated music channels, you've got dedicated ethnic channels, you've got more avenues. The UK didn't have it, right? Slowly that kind of corporate middle management of, we will orchestrate what the world sees that represents Britain is being dismantled. But it takes time. That's not the artist. But it's still kind of unnecessary. Like what's that woman that played Bridget Jones? I know she's
Renee Zellweger.
So to get her to play Bridget Jones, and she's Australian, so it's not even about an accent or what continent you're from. It's like a a conscious decision of what they want.
No, she's not Australian.
What they want to have, presented. What we want to represent. Yeah, but Idris had to go to the States and go to New York and go to different places and learn how to actually sound.
Well, you know the story behind that, yeah? You know that when he actually went there, the woman told him that not to tell the man that you're British. He had to pretend like he wasn't.
Yeah, that's many people have had this.
So through all his what's
casting.
Yeah,
auditions.
He had the accent on beginning to end. Yeah, not just a bit, just faking it until right towards the end, just before he got picked. I think he was speaking to the producer, and then he came out. The man said, "I knew there was something about you."
But that's what happened to.
At least they didn't call him exotic.
Damson.
Yeah.
At least they didn't call him exotic.
Yeah.
Very exotic, your accent, isn't it?
So, but what we have to understand as well is that the United States is the entertainment capital of the world.
And it's very big.
It's big, and it makes the most money. So sometimes by default, we will find our actors and actresses or actors there and musicians there just to get that opportunity. Sometimes
the Sahara alone is bigger than the US.
Yeah. But the Sahara doesn't have a.
I know. Thank you for that.
Welcome to Sahara TV.
No, but I'm just saying if we're looking at size, you're so tasty.
No, I'm not looking at size.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying if we're looking at size and space and opportunity, like it's not that. It's about how people come together and what they're willing to invest in and achieve. Like even like what example was Seal. When Seal wrote Kiss from a Rose, he was squatting in Kent in where not West Hampstead, Kilburn. He was squatting in Kilburn when he wrote Kiss from a Rose.
Good place to squat.
So yeah, if you don't have anywhere to live, then that's your option. But it doesn't mean that there's walls there and why can't we? And it's like
there's another artist that blew up in America though.
Yeah, standard. But that's the thing. It depends on, because you did ask me, and I was like, how I feel about that.
I think Seal just blew up.
If you worry about it, I really don't worry about it in that sense.
I don't think the people that are even tweeting are necessarily now worrying about it because they're flourishing and they're doing what they're doing. But if you're not flourishing and you're trying to struggle in your own country or what you see as your own country, and people seem to be not receptive to what you're doing,
and that's the thing. It's what you call flourishing, because there's a level of enrichment. And there's a level of knowing yourself and
money
and a strength. Yeah,
but it's not even the money.
And then there's the one where you have to make sure that everyone in your family doesn't need to work and everyone's got a house each.
Yeah, but that's an added pressure. If
right, so that's why I'm trying to work out when you said it's about perception and how they're perceived.
Yeah, but if they don't have opportunities, that's what I'm explaining. So if you are in the UK,
or they're making opportunities for other people.
No, I'm talking about, I'm trying to go, let's use an actor for an example. I go for an audition. I keep going for auditions. I never ever get any roles in the UK ever. Right? So that's just opportunities. I never get any roles. Sometimes I'm not even getting to the point where I get an audition because they're just dismissing me from there. I'll go to the States and within 6 months, I've had 15 auditions and I've been offered 3 parts.
But that's
so in their head, they're thinking you are not. I've done 20 here or 100 in the UK, not one.
But everyone has that journey. Unfortunately,
yeah, everyone has that journey. But you're talking about enrichment. So if my enrichment is to have the opportunity to be able to do things, and if I'm not getting it in my own country, then I need to go and find my enrichment elsewhere. So that's what they've done.
Back to what she was saying about if you don't feel comfortable in the place that you're in, you have to go somewhere. But at the same time,
go on. At the same time,
if you don't. If you keep pushing, it can dampen you. You can, you get depressed from it. You can it's easy. It's a lot easier to give up. It's a lot easier for you to lock off and not do the show. Yeah. These are easier options.
Of course.
But whatever you're getting from it isn't a monetary thing. It's something else.
But
when you understand the something else.
But that's what they're looking for. That something else, which is the opportunity. So money, you could be an actor.
Yeah, but everything comes from having somebody say, do you know what, I got a little bit of faith in you, I got a little bit of money, let's see what we can do, and then it expands.
Yeah, but you're not getting that.
All the people but eventually, if it's a case of not giving up, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I think, sorry if I'm allowed to interrupt. I think it seems like we're looking at it with different hats. I think let's take you two for instance. I'm talking about Wahala and LyricL. LyricL, it seems like you're looking at it from with your artistic hat on. It's like, as an artist, this is what you should strive to do, and you should. Let me finish.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. you can tell me if I'm wrong after. And it's like you said, persevere. We're doing this podcast. There's no money in it now, but you're doing it for a reason. And persevere.
But I didn't say there was no money in it.
But you did actually.
I didn't say there's no money.
You're not doing it for
you know what you're not doing it for monetary reasons. You know why you put it together.
Okay, all right, fair enough. That's the way you put it. Sorry for misrepresenting you.
Miss Crow.
And I think while I was looking at it from a business point of view or from a bottom line point of view, it's like I understand that maybe I have fans here or maybe there's a community here, but if it doesn't even have to be a monetary thing, is if there's no end product, if I cannot get to where I'm going, wherever it is I want to get to, then all that other stuff
becomes nonsense.
Yeah, it's like that's not the important part for me. Like
So by using the podcast as an example, you're investing in it. It's 220 seconds. You're investing in something. That's something that exists.
Yeah.
So where it will go from there, or where it's limitless. It can go anywhere. You don't know.
I'm looking,
but you have to focus on what you're doing. The creative angle on it, and keep growing, and then see what your opportunities and what you can do alongside it. Because I'm sitting here and I am talking about the creative part of it. But yeah, I am published, and yeah, I do have music that's sold online in different countries. So I'll still get my royalties while I'm still sitting here and speaking artistically and creatively. So that's all good. No one don't need to see my bank statement to understand that.
I want to see it.
You can see it. But the point I'm making is, it's a lot. There was many times I could stop. It's a lot easier for me to stop. It's like there's more reasons to like, oh, well, are you still on that music thing? Are you still? It's like, really? Do you know what I mean? And you're thinking, well, yeah, because I actually enjoy it, and I teach from it, and I mentor, and I go to different countries. And my biggest accolade was the Toronto Jazz Festival. That was the first time I've been to Toronto.
You're an example of what I'm talking about. Because what you're saying is not what I'm saying. Sorry. So, because LyricL was talking about enrichment and where did they need to look for the enrichment. And I'm saying the enrichment is for them is the opportunity to be able to do the thing that I love to do. So you're talking now, yes, you've got your royalties or whatever, but the thing you seem like you was most happy about is the fact you've gone to all these different places and you've been able to perform your music and people have been able to hear you in these different places.
Yeah, because of the adversity, because of the conflict, because of the barriers.
You found somewhere to get there. I'm saying that these guys are trying to get these acting jobs in the UK. They can't get to the acting jobs. Everyone's saying to you, no. So what they've done they've gone to America and they've had these opportunities. So they found their enrichment, but they've had to find it elsewhere.
And some of them have gone to America and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, can I ask a question? I think that in the UK, it's not just if the responses were more honest, I think people can handle it. But it is that kind of silence. So you don't know. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You don't know. So if people walk away and you just have had no response, you've had no feedback. You look and you see that everybody else that kind of looks the same or is the same, but whether it's age, race, gender, but they look the same, but you're outside. And then you lose your momentum because you don't know why, which is why I'm sort of saying that sometimes it's not the rejection, it's the lack of feedback. If someone says, no, I don't want you, and you're passionate about what you do, you'll keep going. Yeah. The UK doesn't do that. And it doesn't do that. It silently just turns away.
And the industry,
you're left there going, what?
Yeah, in the acting community, you'd never get feedback on why you didn't get that.
In most jobs, you don't get feedback,
You do in my world.
Yeah, sometimes.
I push.
If you ask for it, but usually they'll just say, no. And then if you have to then ask, and even then they could still lie to you, or they could give you a corporate response to come from HR. Yeah. But
which is not just truthful, right? Yeah. And it's not truthful, it's not useful.
The interesting thing that you said just there, and you should know as well, both of you should know about this, is the fact that the entertainment world, especially in the UK, is incestuous. Everybody knows each other.
Oh yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So if I was acting on like a play, I might have been acting with this actor here. So I know how capable they are. I know how many years they've put in. I know what they've been doing. I know what this, that, other. We both go for the same role, right? And he gets the role. And you're thinking to yourself, but I've been doing this for a long time. I know I'm better than him.
And he's thinking, I've already got the role because he's already spoke to the director by recommendation, but he's got an audition anyway. So that's another thing in the room.
Yeah.
He already knows. Yeah. Everyone's
so
like, I'm really goes well.
I'm better than him. Why did he manage to get the role? And then you think to yourself, well, why am I getting the door shut or closed on me?
Right. So then that causes that kind of self, you just feel low, it can. And then you have to be, that doubt will be there. And then you have to be in your own space and rehearsing and trying to prepare for the specific day to still get shut down.
Coochie.
So, but do we think the UK, do we think, going back to the original question, do we actually feel like the UK...
Don't underestimate the power of a cuddle, man. It helps everyone out.
do we feel
fat boy, I'll cuddle you.
Do we feel like the UK is putting a squeeze on the black artists?
I'm gonna listen to what they're saying because I'm not in the artistic field, and if that's what they're saying,
but you are important though because you go to films, you watch films, you listen to music. So the audience is the most important.
So then I am not the right person to ask because I would let's say
you are because you'll be looking for something and then you're thinking, okay, this looks interesting, but my kids can't see themselves in it. I wonder if there should be.
What's your opinion?
I'm an optimist. I've never seen it as good as it is now. I'm older. I have more available cash to spend, and I can go out and I can see black performances. I can go and see plays written by black men. I can go and take my younger generation and show them spaces and places and faces that are familiar that definitely was not available for me.
I agree with you.
But at the same time, we went to the theatre yesterday and it's the complete opposite.
It all depends on what's happening.
I know, but it's true.
But I danced. I danced from 3 to 17. I danced all my life.
But we're talking about very traditional ways of media because at the moment, okay, one example would be Mo the Comedian, right? So Mo the Comedian is now established himself in a way that not everybody was doing in maybe the time of, I don't know, Jeannie Yeshe when she first started out. Mm-hmm. So he's been able to go online, create these online comedy that will go throughout the whole of the UK, go throughout the whole of the US, wherever, anyone can see, and then he's built himself from that. So it's a different avenue from maybe potentially that was there before where you had to have a gatekeeper to even allow you to get through the door. He's made his own door. Anyway.
Exactly. He's circumvented the brick wall, right?
Yeah, in that respect, because of now we've got social media, we've got that technology in the industry has come up
which is the same as saying about having the community following you.
You're allowed to do that because I'm easily accessible now to whoever.
Oh, you can make it on YouTube films if you want.
Yeah, standard.
But again, when it comes to the bigger picture, if you want to go into the powerhouses, if you want to be part of Sony, if you want to be part of independent films, if you want to be part of Channel 4 or whatever, you still have to jump through hoops with the corporation.
Yeah, or nepotism, and it's got to be some kind of.
And there's always going to be the higher echelon of pale faces that will say,
and then they look at your resume. They'll be like, okay, well, you kind of haven't really done anything enough on that level. Yeah. So it's like there's different, even with art, with different arts, with artists and singers, it's always going to be like that. I think Mary J. Blige, she was doing BVs for what? What's his name? Father MC. Yeah. So,
man like Father MC.
But what happens is when you're an artist, if you're doing backing vocals, you're deemed as a backing vocalist all the time.
Sure.
So
no, all the time.
How many backing vocalists have come up though?
Jill Scott.
Okay, now there's big. Yeah, but I'm saying initially you're deemed as that unless you have an opportunity that comes through. So yeah.
We're gonna jump on from this conversation to a question that Mr. Wolf put in the group.
Me?
Do you want? Yes, you. Do you want to jump on this? And
he doesn't know what question.
Take it away.
He's all frowning. Like, are you sure?
Love you just now.
Was he joking? He's like, that's not my phone number.
Okay.
I know her though.
Yeah, it's a video, isn't it? It's a video and a question. I kind of thought it would be interesting. I'm not saying that I didn't post it, bro. I'm just saying that I couldn't remember.
I didn't say that at all.
What's it about, brother?
I think that we should play it rather than
read the thing.
No, I think we should play it.
But you can read the question.
Hold on. Are you good for time? Because it's now past 10.
It's not past 10.
10 to, yeah, it's fine.
I'm looking at
just whenever you're ready to go, you put your hand up and we'll go. You don't have to micromanage them.
Okay. Yeah, because if there's a time that we can cut it and it's a good time to cut it, then it's better than going into something and then halfway through suddenly they've gone.
Don't bother me.
It's 9:49.
Because we stop talking. I'm not cutting this out.
Oh, okay, cool. Bring the cord over. I'll read it and then we'll play the piece.
Okay, so read the question, please.
Ruff, just take time, man.
It's dead air at the moment. That's why I'm saying read the question.
Yeah, but you can't.
You didn't kind of like give him
any notice that he was doing.
You did kind of toss it on him.
I did. That's
you just
the question that Mr. Wolf put into the group, and then I showed him the thing.
But you're right though, yeah.
Maybe I will cut this out.
All right, I saw this. This was sent to me in a group.
Of course,
as are many questions and many debates. You know what I mean? But I found it interesting. No, it wasn't the barbershop one. It was another one. And it says, I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create.
Who said?
This is on a network. But let me play the thing first and then you can have a listen.
It's from the OWN network, the Oprah Winfrey network.
And the struggle to make ends meet.
Hold on. Right, and I'll let you see it as well.
Like, I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it. Because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. We are living in the Trump era. And look, those policies kill our people. You can't get access to good health care, good insurance. The research says that black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
It's only a minute long.
But I think it's also really important for us to know that we have the power to choose how we see ourselves.
Sure.
We will be fortified to fight all of these other external issues.
Can we leave it?
That bit is not like, it's the first bit.
To say, I love me, I am not the...
There you go.
Oh my God, like,
that was difficult to listen to. Did you have a question from it?
Did you have a question from it?
Let me just ask you one thing.
I want to know
how long has Trump been in power for?
You said you wanted to know.
Trump's been in power for 3 years.
That one was fat before
You
Trump.
said you wanted to know.
You said the woman was fat before Trump. Don't blame Trump for your fatness.
Sorry. Okay. Does Wolf get to say the question?
Hold on.
Let him finish.
Can I say one thing before we move on? All right. I believe so because I've been listening or been doing some studying on black women, pregnant black women in the States, and what happens before, during, and after pregnancy. And with black women, obviously the mortality rate is higher for the children and for the parents or for the mother. And
that's the same here as well. And it's and that's why I was going to say to you, I wanted to know what your question was.
Let me finish.
Sorry, go.
You need to speak into the mic.
You don't respect them. Yeah.
No, you don't want to hear what I have to say.
No, yeah, of course we do.
Of course we do.
I think I'm on your side, so I don't want to say it because I'll get in trouble. The reason you say it.
The reason I asked for this question to be asked is because we have two women in the room.
Right, so I just wanted to know why
I want you to say that there is scientific evidence, not necessarily proof, but there is scientific evidence that says stress due to different reasons. It could be financial, it could be political, and
social,
very fundamental. And what this woman is coming at, it could be racial. Stress does lead to issues amongst people. I'll put it that way. So it does manifest itself definitely with the children. It manifests itself during childbirth, and potentially, this is the first time I'm hearing it.
For black people,
it could manifest itself. No, that's why I said different social, economical reasons. So it could be where you live, it could be how much money you make, and then it could be the color you are. Right, but I know it definitely has an issue with children. If you have less money, or if you're black, then you're more likely to have these negative things happen. This woman now, as the first time I'm hearing this, she's saying that, well, you can be fat because, it's harder to lose weight because of the pressures in society.
No, shut your mouth. Stop eating.
Okay, I mean, what I wanted to ask.
There we go.
Do we have what I wanted to ask?
Not because it's her fault. It's just that obesity is a medical term where your internal.
You can talk into the mic.
Obesity and fat are two different things, right? Obesity is likely to kill you because there is more fat around your organs, and some people can be obese internally. You don't see it externally, right? So when you say someone's obese, it means that you are dying on the inside. You're choking all your organs, but you can be skinny. You can be skinny on the outside, you can be fat, right? But for me, the issue with the States and the UK around obesity is that your eating habits is intrinsically linked to your education, which is intrinsically linked to your knowledge. And if you can't afford any of that, you don't know any better, right? So obesity in the States is just linked to, if you can't afford to pay for good health care or good education, you don't know about good health care and you buy cheap. And everything in America is giant size, right? So you're eating more than you need. It's not biological. It's the way the system feeds you.
But at the same time, actual food, like good food or nutritional food or good food that will help you for well-being, costs more.
Yes.
So you're looking socially at how it's you're looking.
It does.
I've lived in and out of the States, and if you eat out,
I went to Maryland and I went shopping to buy and cook for my friend, and I was like, oh, all the fish and like the fruit and vegetables, like, it costs enough, but I can get a gallon of like Kool-Aid and a gallon of like everything.
It's called the sugar tax.
I was like, it's ridiculous. So you can see socially, you can see you don't have to.
No, can we cuss fat black women, please? I just want to cuss fat black women.
You don't have to.
Yeah, well,
you don't have to do that. You don't have.
No, firstly, if you're unhappy, there is always something you can do about it. You can't blame someone else.
But medically as well.
Hold on, guys. Let's all keep it to a level.
No, let's just go back on forth in it. But we're gonna go back on forth.
Can I?
What one person is having it?
Can I just ask? So, is obesity political?
No.
What do you mean?
Not at all.
That's
but
what
it depends on your mindset, right? Being British born, if you were to compare me to an American equivalent, then I have more options, right? You know, I have access to better education. I have choices to live healthier. What that woman's saying, no, it's not political. She's saying it's not my choice that I am fat. I can't help it. You know what I mean? That's what she's saying. That's how I'm interpreting. I could be wrong. So she's saying, you know, I can't make the choices if I can't afford to choose a healthier option and drink water from the tap rather than buy, you know, $2 sugar, then then there's a blame game, right? That's her.
But it's true though. I'm on your side because the fact that you mentioned the fact that, you know, the 2 gallons of Kool-Aid might be a lot cheaper than buying fish. You don't still have to drink fruit. You still don't have to drink the whole 2 gallons.
Right, so
and this is my issue.
But it's there.
Okay,
no, but that's my issue. At times,
when it comes to being a woman and being a mother and going through the actual process of birth and how the medical is set up and the social structure of it, it can't be overlooked. And having issues of like,
I don't know where the birth thing come from. I don't know why you added that.
Well,
to be honest.
Because I'm thinking as a woman, if you're a woman, your mother, you're going to provide for your kids more so than for yourself.
Yeah, but if you don't know the difference between food and shit, right, then that's on you, right? No matter how poor you are, you will not give your child bad food. What I'm saying is she doesn't. No, but what I'm saying is she doesn't know that there is an option. She's taking the cheapest, but it's bad.
You will
so
give
it's
your
not
child
even an option.
bad food if you only have food stamps and that's your only option to do that. Otherwise, your child is not eating. So you're looking socially at what's going on there.
Okay.
So it can't be overlooked. But
so are we saying that every single person?
I'm just saying that everyone can try and there is help there and there's access to the internet and there is we're running. You can physically do stuff, but at the same time, we have to see where the support is there. And at the moment, just her posting it as a video, it's not supportive because it's laughed at.
Yeah, but the problem I have
laughed at because it's ridiculous.
No, the thing I have I have an issue with this situation is that we seem to be giving excuses for things that they don't necessarily have to be excuses about. Now, I agree that you're saying with education that it could be a lot more education with regards to your eating habits and stuff like that. But I think it's general knowledge that everybody knows that.
Sorry, go on.
It's general knowledge that if everybody knows that if you eat too much,
you're really bad.
It might get you might get fat. Yeah, you might be obese if you eat too much. Right? The level of eating too much may be something you can debate about. Right? But then you can also have a discussion about. Okay, but I do know that if I go for a walk maybe every day, it might be better for my health.
Absolutely.
Or if I run, it might be better for my health.
Absolutely.
So at some point, you're going to have to look at yourself and say, well, I could do these activities that could better me and I don't do them. So maybe some of that blame has to be on me. I can't say that.
So she has to own it. So it's
you can't say that
it's Trump's fault.
It's accountability. Yeah. But at the same time, like you said...
Yeah, but she moved her ass that was too obese to go vote for him, right?
At the same time, you said it's common. At the same time, you said it's common knowledge. But it's not actually common knowledge that a tomato is a fruit and how it's grown. Like kids don't even know.
No,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like kids don't know about how to organically grow fruit and vegetables.
No, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Everyone's got access to YouTube.
I'm talking. Okay, so you're basically saying that your nieces and nephew, because you're not a mom, but I'm saying that kids don't need to know how actual food and fruit is made or grown. They have to go
I'm saying they do know.
The internet.
No, I'm saying city dwellers don't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
some city
welcome
dwellers
to the
don't.
LyricL Miss D
There
Blue
were fat people
podcast.
before YouTube.
Yeah,
let them
but
say
what I'm
this.
saying, what I'm saying is like there are no excuses. If you're interested, you're interested,
I
right?
agree.
You feed on your
100%.
you pass on your passions. Okay, you know, city dwellers, it may not be right in your faces, but if you're interested in food, why is it every time you go on holiday your tomatoes taste better? Right? It's not because they got a magic formula. It's grown. The time it takes for it to grow to get to
America's
you,
not going
you
holiday.
shorter that space, right? You get out, you know, you travel the coast and the Californian coast. There is so much beautiful food. It's a sunshine coast. It's cheap. Right,
That's if you have that opportunity, yeah.
Yeah,
If you're taking kids and they're farming and they're like, okay, so that's where it comes from and that's where this comes
But
from.
they point it against race. What you're saying, for me, is class.
Yeah.
So if you want to blame class,
I'm saying it's a multitude of different things as well as what she's saying.
But, you
and
know,
I don't think it should be kind of laughed at.
she's saying that-
No, I'm annoyed with her, and I'm kind of like being quite snippy about it. Not because I don't care about her issues, it's because she's not owning it. At the end of the day, it's a slippery scale, right? To wake up one day and be obese. Right, so, you know, I'm living a certain lifestyle and then I'm going to check myself and go, hang on a minute, I'm not feeling good. Hang on a minute, I've got a couple of kids and I'm going to be able to make it to their graduation. It's on you to help yourself, sort of thing, you know, and then voice out for what you need.
Again, it's something that people have to, I think it's something that people have to experience. If you've been overweight or underweight, like it's an eating disorder, or it could be, you know, mental, psychological, and it's something that you cannot just look on the outside and look in and think, okay, I can't see his abs through his t-shirt, so he's unhealthy. You can't do that.
I think we accept
judgmental.
that.
You will never see his
But what
abs.
Blue
Never.
is saying is that
you have to take acknowledgement of it.
you have to acknowledge when you have fucked up, basically. You have to look at yourself in the mirror one day and say that I need to change. You have to also look at the person in the mirror and say that you are responsible for this.
If she said
as opposed to
So
saying
have you
that
seen that woman that
I'm
does-
obese because of this, that and the other.
Have you seen that the sister? I can't remember her name. She's a yogi. She's a yoga instructor. Where is she from? African American woman. Very agile. Like she teaches
She better be.
but she's phenomenal. And she's like, you know, she's a mogul. Like people mentor. Like she's a mentor for other people who are full figured and they don't see people of her color, of her size doing what she's doing.
Agreed, but I'm saying there's a difference between fat and obese.
So I'm saying if you're saying that when people know for themselves, okay, I've gone too far, you don't wake up tomorrow and something's happened. However, you could, like medically, there could be an issue on why you've done that. But there was a friend of mine as well, like, and we had this conversation and she showed me a picture and she was like, oh yeah, that was me. And I was like, I didn't know which one it was her. She was like, yeah, and she pointed herself out. And I was like, okay, because obviously your size is different. And she was like, yeah, because when I lost my mum, that's where all my weight put on. So I'm like, okay. And it didn't stop her. She still played national. She still did the sport. She still did everything that she did. But she knew in the back of her mind the person who she was before that. So yeah, this woman is fully aware, and everyone will remind her. And every time she gets on an airplane or gets on, everyone will, you know, would be judgmental.
I think that comfort eating is a real thing. I think that
she'll have
people
that battle
do
with
eat.
everyone and herself.
I think people do eat down to they do become big, or things do happen to them down to certain circumstances that happen in life. Do you understand? Whether it's a bereavement or they may have lost their job or whatever. Do you understand?
Yeah, shift workers, you know, if you work out sync, you eat before bed. It's never the best thing, but it's the best time you
But
can.
then but somebody is not putting food into your mouth. Somebody is not grabbing the ice cream and shoving it down your throat. You are doing it.
Yeah.
You understand? So there has to become a time
So what makes
that
you think-
take responsibility for your actions.
You have to take responsibility for your actions.
We know that there are circumstances surrounding everybody. Everyone's going
where
through
where
things.
they could be actually eating healthy, and
It could be
exercising,
it could
and
be
their body
food,
does
it could be
actually do that.
alcohol, it could be smoking. You understand what I'm saying?
If that video had elaborated and she has said, I would like to see my government put more measures in to support me, I would have listened a bit easier. But the way it started off was, yo, it's not my fault.
Yeah, that's like kind of sad.
And it was like, hey?
And unfortunately, as like what Mr. Wolf was saying, even if you go for a bereavement or that type of issue and you are comfort eating or you're getting to a point where you are becoming unhealthy, unlike drugs, there are no Fat People Anonymous where they're going to put you in a place where you can't eat or whatever for a long period of time. So you're not going to lock you up because they feel like you're a danger to yourself and to others. They're going to let you eat until you die. So you do, unfortunately, have to take responsibility for yourself. And look at it.
Go on, sorry.
And as you can see, I'm not a slender person. I'm fat. Right? So I know the struggle, right? But I know it's my fault.
You're slim, bro.
I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna blame anyone else. I'm not gonna even get to acknowledgement that it's anyone else's fault. I know if I really wanted to, I could be slim. I choose the option not to be that way because I choose the other option of eating before I go to bed. Or I go gym like 4 times a week and I play football on the Friday. So I'm actually active.
So you're
but I know that
actually
I should change.
healthy,
But I should change my diet. And I know that if I change my diet, I'll lose a lot more weight.
Right, and
I don't want
that's what I'm saying. We can't.
It's very far away from my government now. My health issues and what I eat has got to do with my choices.
Yeah.
So I will go left out of right because at the corner of my road there's a great bakery. Do you know what? If I'm going to go there, I'm better take the long way round. So I've got my steps in and I've earned it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You have to change your life, and that's what I did. I started doing. If I'm gonna eat something rubbish, I'll have to do something in the day to allow me to feel like I can eat that something rubbish. But other people have to take that responsibility for themselves. You can't just say, I can't just say because Boris is now in power and we're having Brexit, I'm be eating too much.
So obviously her circumstance is different because it's you can see it's a whole different.
Why? Why is it different? Why is it different?
But it doesn't matter what the circumstances are.
No,
it's
I'm
about
just-
how
I'm
she
just saying
articulates them. She didn't own them.
I just want to say
Well,
I'm fat on the inside.
We did hear 30
I'm
seconds
proud.
of a 1 minute clip. So,
But the first line.
But you're looking at you're looking at family like with diabetes and genetics. You can't. You never.
The first line of what she said is, "I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create."
Okay,
So
so,
in
I'm not
relation
West
to that-
Indian, but I am
So
going
she
to
spoke
reference
about
West Indian.
everyone.
Come out the dance, like not allowed.
So in
That's it,
relation
see it there?
to her question,
Quote,
quote, sorry, what would be our best response for her to act more appropriately? We'll start with Misty.
I think laughing and pointing is fine.
I said we'll start
So
with Misty.
Misty.
Okay.
He looks like a Misty though.
He is Misty.
What would be a fair response? Ask her if she's happy with herself first. Wow. Right? Because she might like being big and doesn't want the criticism. Right? But if she wants to be smaller, then, you know, we'd ask her what can she do herself? And then you step it up, right? So what can you do? What support do you need?
Impeach Trump first, and then I can potentially lose some weight.
Or just send her somewhere send her on a holiday somewhere where it's hot and she, you know, and everything's different and she just starts sweating. But no, there's no short term gains, right? So yeah, I don't believe you should fix people's problems. I think you should give them the tools to help themselves.
Wahala?
What would I tell her? I'll tell her. You were going to respond to that?
Yeah.
What would I honestly tell her?
Honestly, keep it real, man.
Go on.
Keep it
Honestly,
real.
bro.
If you was telling me that, I'll say that's nonsense. I'll say what you're doing now is finding an excuse for you to do what you're doing and not be because people hate this word. What's the thing that they say people that shouldn't do? They hate to be judged. You're not allowed to be judged by anything. And
You're judged by everything.
Yeah, thank you. I like you. So it gets to a point where people are trying to find ways that they shouldn't be judged. You shouldn't judge me because of my condition of how I am because it's the other person's fault. There's certain things where it could be other people's fault. So if they was going to tell me why I don't have clean water, it might be the government's fault. Or why I don't have this, it could be the government's fault. Stuff like that I can understand and I can roll with. But you're telling me the reason why I'm obese is nothing to do with me. It's to do with everyone else.
And her genetics, apparently.
That's bullshit.
Mr. Wolf?
That's what she's saying. I mean, I'll co-sign the two that have just spoken. I would tell her, like I said, to look at yourself in the mirror before you start pointing fingers. When you point fingers, 3 or 4.
She might eat
3 are pointed back at you, man. So look at yourself first, see what you can do to help yourself, and then look for assistance outside.
LyricL?
Yeah, it's about accountability, obviously, and how her quote was stated was on behalf of. So she's speaking unanimously, and you can't do that because it's not a one size fits all. Excuse the pun, but it's, you know, everyone's circumstance is different. But you can still be a certain size and be healthy. And also, there's so many stereotypes and you know, culturally on clothes and shopping and different things that are out there. It adds to that pressure. So if it is mental health or depression or different things, it adds to that actual pressure, and the problem isn't being addressed. The government, if they're not if they're not actually helping money financially with medical, they're not going to help with mental health. So it's quite sad seeing a video like that. And also it has a knock-on effect because I'm thinking if she is a mother, her child might be getting bullied. Look at your mum, and just different things. So
this is what you tell her.
No, I'm just saying accountability, but you can't speak on behalf of everyone. And what is your actual story? Because she might need some help. And have you tried to get help and obtain help? And how to help her, really?
Stavros?
You know that gif of Charlie Murphy laughing? That's what I'll do.
Why am I?
Because there's a pause in the beginning. It's not. It's like he takes it wherever it is. He takes it in first, and then he starts laughing.
And he looks around.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes Americans get really hung up on the cash flow thing. Like generally, a lot of people's issues can be shifted by how much time you give to it, whether you have that conversation with yourself or someone else, and that is free.
Yeah.
Before you start putting how much money I need in this system to fix this, have a conversation.
Finally, Wahala.
Yeah, and just going off what you said regarding the child, if she had children, my issue would be a bit different from yours. My issue is that she's then educating her child.
Take them away from her.
No, educating her child to say, well, okay, if the child's becoming big, it's not my fault.
I'm messing.
Like, I'm giving you this bad food, but it's not my fault that I'm giving you this food. It's your genetics is making you this way, and then you're now educating people to feel like that's actually the case.
And
when
sometimes
it's not.
the kids can actually teach the parents. They'll be like, you know what, at school I learnt this, and maybe we should try and eat this, or we can cook this, and it's it becomes a good thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to always be the teacher. You can learn from the young people.
I agree with that.
Stavros don't care right now.
No, they're debating what they're doing next.
No, yeah, because
we're
realistically you're on about 135, 140.
We got 20 minutes left debating.
20 minutes. Go ahead.
I would have done it differently. So it's up to you. You do what you want.
No.
No. I don't want to tell him what to do in it. So do what you're doing.
So we got our last 20 minutes left before we wrap up the show. Is there anything anybody would like to touch on? Anything at all? Is there something you want to bring up? Is there something you want to shout out? Is there a point you want to bring from the previous questions or anything else?
No, from the previous questions, please. We've only talked about two things.
We only talked on two topics, basically.
You're ready to go?
No, they're not, man.
So what's it? I don't know what you're doing, man.
I'm just seeing if we're closing, right?
No,
that's why.
No, if you want to go, you tell me when you're going, because we're not closing now. You said 20 minutes.
As I've stated, I'll state again. We have 20 minutes left. Does anybody want to bring anything up?
The Haringey Borough versus Yeovil football match, where the goalkeeper for Haringey Borough received racist comments, spat at and a bottle thrown at him, and then his team decided this was a FA Cup game. They're a very, 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 very small team. Yeovil's a bit bigger, but they're still small themselves. But Yeovil's Haringey Borough is very small. They were looking forward to this FA Cup game. It does have a bit of light in it compared to all the very, very small games they would usually play. And they decided amongst themselves. So look at yourselves, England team. They decided amongst themselves that they're going to take themselves out of this game and walk off the pitch due to the racism that one of their players was dealing with. Hearing the interview with the manager of that team was brilliant. The man's like, I'm not having it. I took him off. Then the team themselves, the captain, the team spoke about it, because first of all, it was happening. Then the manager himself just walked on the pitch and said, "Let's go." Then the team members spoke and they decided amongst themselves, yes, we're going to leave. And to their credit, the Yeovil players as well also said they're leaving. And then they came back on later on. The game had now been disbanded as a show of solidarity, as we are family. Yeah, we're family then. Okay. So that is something that happened this week.
Bravo.
I think England should have done the same thing, basically, because you're bigger. These people are small and they've taken it upon themselves to do it. And I think it showed something.
Well, the FA is supposed to do it.
I think that it probably happens more often than, I think it happens more often than not, but it's only this one has kind of come to light, because I think the more, not enough obviously, but I'm thinking the more situations like that where people have had to think on their feet and think, I'm representing us, and as your coach and as your manager, we're not standing for this, and we all go. So that's a great thing, and you have to lead by example. That should embarrass, the
England team.
The most disgusting human characteristics is to sit back and be an enabler when it's right in front of you. Like, it's worse than the person doing it. So to stand there and go, well, it's not me, but, I can tell. I don't want you on TV 30 years afterwards telling me everything that you saw and you did nothing.
Are you talking about John Barnes? John Barnes is king of the... Anyway,
I mean,
Johnny Barnes.
It's not on, right? How can someone say that they're friends and they just watch you day in and day out, have it hard? Like, it's not on. So these guys, absolutely full on. And
it's good.
And some people don't understand the impact or the residual impact of what they do, right? So that idiot that's in the crowd jeering, they're drunk, right? That's just what happens. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I didn't mean it. It's the leer, right? But the point is the action has to be met with an equal reaction at that time. You don't sit down and write the rule book and come back 5 years later and go, let me explain you what bad behavior is. But it was right there and they dealt with it.
They've got 3 different, I don't know about if it's for FA, but I know FIFA's got to change where they've made this rule now where they've got like a...
The rule's been there for 11 years.
But they're now trying to pretend like they're going to implement it, where they've got like a rule where if they hear racism one, then the referee will like, you stop this racism, blah, blah, blah.
You hear racism cancelled, do you know what I mean? It's going to take time.
If you do racism 2, then they'll be like, okay,
announcement
that if you continue, then, the game will be stopped.
Do any of you guys have children? How does that work? If you keep doing that next week, you won't have this, and if you keep doing that next month, you won't have this.
It's all meant to happen in the same game, and in the third game, the third time it happens, then and this is all in the same game.
Yeah.
Then they'll stop the game and everybody walk off the pitch.
So there shouldn't be any strike free because if you're spitting on me, that's a hate crime. Everyone's going to court. I hope you got your suit dry cleaned. Yeah. So when I told you with the basketball situation that I had and how I told my coach at the time and then they dealt with it, I wasn't even thinking about how that would feel personally. I was just thankful that I had a coach that I could speak to and that I felt comfortable enough to explain this because it's an embarrassing thing.
Let me ask you a question. What colour was your coach?
Coach was white and the captain was black. So yeah.
So you had kind of half and half different races because for me, I think.
But that's the thing. There's always it's different because we're obviously going into whole female basketball. There's already that conflict. You're female playing basketball, which is predominantly a male sport.
You're just being emotional.
So all of that, right? It can be perceived in whatever. So I'm like, okay, but it's all about having a space and feeling confident enough to share. This is what's happened in this game. What you're going to do about it. So this whole strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, if you're spitting, that's a hate crime. Like Stavros is not going to have his kids come back from school and say, oh, this is what happened in the playground. You're thinking, oh, did he kick you? Why? What did you do to him? What did you say? You're going to try and negotiate. No, he spat in my face. Pardon? Like that's not the way.
Murder them.
So but it's good to lead by example, and also you're speaking on your feet. Yeah.
I've always been a ferocious child. I've never told anybody what anyone's done to me. I've told people what I've done to them after what they did to me. I'm on my own 2 feet first.
Yeah, I think with this type of situation, it's a bit difficult. Difficult for I would like to see what would happen if it happened to a team with a black coach. Because imagining your team, you yourself probably may have experienced racism as a player, and then your team now has experienced this racism, and then one of your team members says, you know what, it's not on, I want to walk off the pitch.
I know my Brixton coach, she would have
Why would it be any different? Why would it be different for a black coach?
Because
then, almost like what LyricL was saying with regard to being a woman, as a black coach, you think to yourself, okay, so if I now take my team off the pitch, am I going to be looked at the black coach that couldn't handle it?
Yeah,
do I need to be looked at as the one that's...
I don't know. Like, as a coach...
many million pounds each.
No, but as a coach, you're out of that, right? You are... That's your secondary thought afterwards. Your reaction is the well-being of your team.
Not always. Not always, because you got a job to do. So
but I mean, as if I was in the role of a coach... I'm not reacting as a black coach. I'm reacting as a coach. Okay, you can talk to me later about that.
So then you can react as a coach, but then let's say that you work because as a coach, you're working directly with the board.
Yes.
And the management team. So they're thinking, you come off this game now, how much money do we lose?
Yes. We take that aside and we have that conversation later.
You're saying that, but if you're looking at it as the coach, you're going to be looking at your players are not your priority. The football club is your priority. So you have to decide to yourself, okay.
But you're on a stage.
Yeah, but you're as a manager, because as a manager,
your players are your priority.
No, but you're okay. So let me not use the word coach. Let me use the word manager then.
Yeah.
Right, because coach and manager is a bit different, right? Because you can have head coaches and you can have managers. Yeah.
No, but I
and
know
some
what
people
you're
look
saying.
after just the team. Yeah, but some people look after just the team, and some people look after
the club.
more than just the team.
Sure.
So somebody like Wenger's not just a coach; he will be a manager.
But that-
Ferguson's not just a coach; he'll be a manager. Whereas you will have some people are just maybe head coaches.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're a manager and your priority is more for the actual football club itself, yeah, and
Then you're a
thinking
rubbish manager.
and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? Especially if say that you work for a Premiership manager, or even if you're up to a level of World Cup manager, for you to be a black Premiership manager. That alone has mean that you've had to go through so many different barriers just to get there, and now you want to be the one that's taking your team off the pitch.
So I think
but that's your steal, right? You know, those choices are always going to come when you're in a position where you are managing people and you're also accountable, right? There's never a good decision. It's just how strong you're going to come out the gates to defend your position. For me, you know, that whole kind of where's your line of sight, right? To deal with something in that time is always more effective than to let it fester. Because you might do nothing and you've just shown your whole team that you're not behind them, but you've kept the board great. Well, then what if they lost that game, right? Is it because the manager didn't do X, Y, and Z?
It could be.
You know, was it under the pressure? But it opens more conversations,
Yeah,
right? Action and reaction.
But I'm saying with regards to being a black coach, the reaction of the people around you, the media, everything might change. So as a white coach, you take your team off. You're going to be seen as the hero. You know, they've got the white hero that saved the little black boys. You know, they took him off the pitch and blah, blah, blah. Whereas if you're the black coach that takes your black team off, you'll be seen as the person that couldn't maybe handle the thing that was happening to
So
and
one's
other
the white
coaches
savior,
there.
one's
And
the-
other might
You
be
see-
seen as somebody that's too empathetic. They couldn't handle it, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
I
But for
it might be
me,
different.
I don't play variables, right? So there are lots of stigmas in the world, and you know, what's the big one? Angry black woman, right? There's only two of those that are a constant, right? I'm always a woman, and I'm always black. Non-apologetic, non-movable. You did that because you were black. Probably. If you're not black, probably, right? So it's not a topic of conversation we're going to have. I can't tell you who I am based on what you see. You can only go with how I'm reacting. So black coach, white coach, shame on you for bringing up the conversation. I was a good coach.
They'll bring it up because that's how the media behaves.
Yeah, sure.
And you got to think about
But what I'm saying is that when people have played that long game, they've always suffered, haven't they? Right, when they've tried to sit in the middle ground and please everyone, they've ended up. So who's tactfully stepped through it that people have been?
Johnny Bars.
But
As much as you talk, Johnny Bars played that fence nicely, and he's made he made a big career out of it in football, and now he seems to be making a career out of doing the racial commentary.
And he suffered a lot of mental health issues.
I don't know if that's got to do with just the racism, though.
Well, it's a mental compromise. But what I'm saying is, it depends on what you think your reward is.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, the people listening, if you think you know what the reward is and you want to continue this conversation, hashtag ESN Pod to continue the conversation. www.esnpodcast@gmail.com to continue the conversation. Any more questions you want to ask, please do. We have come to the end of episode 222 of season 2 of Eloquently Saying
That's
Nothing.
what happens when you let people talk.
We would like
Didn't even get to
to
make my
say our socials and our goodbyes. I will start with Mr. Wolf.
Say what you wanted to say, Mr. Wolf.
No. AKA Mr. Wolf. AKA _ Mr. Wolf. That's Twitter and Insta.
Mr. Hala.
Okay, a big wahala on Insta, a big wahala on Twitter.
Stavros Boss.
I'm Stavros Boss. Stavros Says This Week is a particular episode of a podcast called The Phileas Club. And in this podcast, they're talking, it's episode 132 of The Phileas Club. The link will be in the show notes. And they're talking about the connection between China and Africa. And it's a much more nuanced discussion than we give, because when we discuss it every month, seemingly, well, we have our own strong views, and we're obviously very pro-African, and we don't like so much of the influence that seems to come from China. This is a nuanced discussion from one of the women is, I think, Ethiopian, who's lived in China and America and is now again residing in Ethiopia, and so she's talking about it from her point of view. And then there's an American who's lived in China and Africa, and he's talking about it. And these are specialists; they're educated, and they're giving a very nuanced discussion, and they're talking about it from both sides, the pros and the cons. And it was quite entertaining. So if you want to know a bit more about that kind of stuff, check it in the show links, click on it and have a listen.
a very warm-hearted thank you to our guests. Miss D Blue, can we have your socials and your signing off?
I don't have any socials, but thank you. I might pop back again. It was interesting.
If we'd like to find you, where can we find you?
She does.
Socials, bro.
She can say I live at number 42.
Yeah, but you're clearly you did it to Mr. Wolf slowly, but you keep going.
LyricL.
Hey, thanks for having me, firstly. It's just LyricL, LYRICL. Twitter is as is, and Insta is LyricL_. And my album, yay, and information and stuff is on tokyodawn.net.
Link will be in the show notes.
It will be in the show. So yeah, thank you so much.
What's the name of your album?
Unequivocal.
Yeah.
Unequivocal. So I'm singing more. So yeah, so thank you to you guys. Thanks for making time.
Thank you
for coming, man.
Yeah, we know you put you out a little bit. Hour and a half.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, they were cool, man. If they wanted to go, they would have gone.
Listeners, I've been DJ.
He's allowed you.
Yeah.
Can I go? Is that okay?
There's no permission.
I couldn't catch your eye earlier because I really want to use the bathroom, but
Go for it, man.
Thanks.
There you go. You move your mic. You can
we'll record you.
He's in yourself.
Go on.
He's in yourself.
Ease yourself.
No, seriously, you can go.
No, she doesn't want to go.
Listeners, I have been DJ Webslinger, DJ Webslinger on Instagram, DJ Webslinger on Twitter. Thank you. We will see you next time on Eloquently Saying Nothing. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't saying nothing, say it all.
Slag for life. Go, man. No one's stopping you from going.
Yeah,
I need to go.
She doesn't want to go, sir. That's what I was saying. She don't want to go.
I thought you were saying you're just lying. I can't believe anything you say, man.
No, she wasn't lying.
I'm such a trustworthy person. You too, man. Is that how you gonna be in the car? No, just arguing. Is that what you outside, behind you.